So what? I'm a few minutes early tonight. 9:30. I'm early tonight. So yeah, make sure y'all get the likes up and all that. But don't forget to log on to DoggieDiamondsTV.com, the official website. I know Doggie Diamonds No Filter was there before, but now I had to put it back to the brand. DoggieDiamondsNoFilter.com. That is the official website. Make sure you log on. The link is right below in the description box. If you can't find it, it is right there. Also, man, have you heard about this $100 promo deal? This shot last week on this, so y'all better jump on this. Listen, let me give you some details on this. Listen, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV, on the YouTube, the Insta stories, the threads, the Facebook, the Twitter accounts. I could promote whatever you need. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. You must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your product, your YouTube, your book, your music, whatever it is you got. Come on, for that buck, I could put you out there in front of over 500,000 people. Factual numbers, no bots, no funny stuff, actual numbers. You know what's about to happen. Let's go. Yes. As y'all file into the room, make sure them lights go up. Them lights gotta go up. I see y'all. Oh, I see Pretty Black KJ in the building. Where you been? Shout out to you. Neltron 8000, what's up? Eric Lewis, what's up? I like that name because, you know, that's my last name too. CEO Falcone, what's up? Skags Money, what's up? Rakeem Jackson, Sincere, what's up? Young Yala, what's up? You've been missing the past couple of shows. We got Nate Jackson in here. We got A-Child here. Big Ma, the moderator's in the building. We got Charm Nerd Locks. What's going on? As you come into the building, make sure you hit that like button. I promise you this is going to be an explosive show tonight. Before you say who, you know I don't bring nobody foo-foo on my channel. So I'm bringing somebody that y'all need to hear from that's going to set the record straight on the lot. Kills, what's up? Mega Bills is in that green, so you already know they a member of the channel. We got Octavius Green Jr. Don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, we got G Matthew 0107 in the building. City Boy Floyd, what's up with you? Pig the Artist, what's up? Carlos Hernandez, Chicago is in the buildings. Yes. Oh, with your daughter Denai. Hey, Denai, how you doing? What's up to Denai? How you doing? Yes, we got Wally Hayden in the building. Yes, make sure you get them likes up too. So if you ever want to know, all right, I'm gonna set the premise for y'all in a minute. Peace to you, Wally. What's up? Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, you already know who did this, who did the beat, who did the graphics, who did everything. But I got my bro on here, so y'all want y'all to give him a warm welcome. I want y'all to understand what's about to take place. I don't call everybody my brother. I don't call everybody my homie. I don't call everybody my friend. The realest C, what's up? But if you want to know the history of Lafayette Gardens, the infamous projects in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, this is one of the guys that could tell you that. So you see the stories, you hear the stories. Yeah, you're about to hear it from one of the horse's mouth. Somebody official tissue that could talk for that cloth. You want to know about Rikers Island? You hear a lot about Rikers Island. Sucker Free, what's up? You hear a lot about a lot. Yo, it's about to get crazy, I promise you. Donia Thompson, what's up with you? Rashawn Green, what's up? I mean, I ain't even got nothing to drink next to me, but I don't even need nothing to drink, cause just...
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes. We got the show with MK Specs. What's going on, man? I'm Doggie Diamonds, I'm your host. Without any further ado, what I want to do, I want to bring my bro. Oh, somebody said junior high school 117, so I already know. Big Fruit, what's going on, bro?
Salute. What's happening, brother? What's happening?
All right, me and you go way back. Ripping and running the streets.
Way back, man. Before high school.
Before high school, ripping and running the streets. Let the people know where you from.
Oh man, once again, party people, y'all already know what it is. Your boy Big Fruit, also known as Fruitquan Bailey, because if you know me from my childhood, you know my whole government. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Lafayette Gardens, LG to be exact.
So the infamous LG. How many buildings is in LG?
Lafayette Gardens, 7 buildings, 4 corners.
So how y'all had that ruckus, that big name with 7 buildings? Because you know the fort is big. all these other projects is humongous. Y'all had 7 buildings. I didn't even know y'all only had 7 buildings.
7 buildings. And they're not tall buildings. Only
Right.
3 of the buildings go up to the 20th floor.
Right. And what's the most infamous building? Don't say that because people gonna get mad. But we know what forget it. We gotta keep it real. What's the most infamous building? Which one?
I'm gonna have to say 456.
Okay.
450 Wick. We used to call that the Wick building back in the days. 450 Wick.
And ironically, the projects is right across the street from 88th Precinct. Tell the people the story because they wouldn't believe how the project is right here and the precinct is right here. But the precinct can't do nothing to y'all. Explain that.
Because from where the police station stands on Classen Avenue, that's Classen and DeKalb, right?
Yep, on the corner.
From Classen Avenue back, Pratt, Myrtle, Fort Greene. That's their jurisdiction. They don't come across the street. We're 79th Precinct.
Right.
So we always took advantage of knowing they wouldn't come across the street. But if shots was fired and some emergency type shit, they coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted.
Rarely though, y'all, it was a lot going on right there. They ain't always come. Yeah.
Absolutely. But a lot of that shit took place in the back of the project.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We only had 4 corners, but 7 buildings. But we were able to say a front, back, and a middle. We were able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And the back is where it was popping. That's where it all went down. The back. And on the side of 456, that's where the original park was at, where they threw the jams and all that shit. 456.
Shout out to DJ Mr. C. Shout out to
rest in peace to Mr. C.
Easy Mo B is from LG.
Yeah, shout out to Easy Mo B, man. I seen you put a post about him.
Yeah, that's the big bro.
Shouted me out too.
That's
Peace
the big
to
bro.
God.
It's the big bro. A lot of infamous people come from your project as well.
Whole lot.
So the people might say, who was Big Fruit? So I want to let you know, this is a man who grew up with the infamous World, LG Projects, Cash Money Brothers, the infamous Wise, his older brother.
Rest in peace, Wise.
Rest in peace, Wise. Big Nut.
Rest in peace, Tito.
The Big Nut. Tito, yeah. Who was actually in Little Kim Get Money video. A lot of people don't know what these guys look like. They heard infamous stories about them, but these are your childhood sandbox pamper friends. Could you explain who World was to the world?
Ooh, you gonna start there?
Yeah, we gotta start.
Big Head?
Yeah, because we already touched on LG, but his name was Big Head World. Like it wasn't Big Head World. It was Big Head Damien. Big Head Damien.
His name is Damien. Big Head Damien. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He, when we was growing up, he had a big head, so we used to call him Big Head Damien.
Right.
And we grew up in the 80s, and basketball was big in my project.
LG
you know
tournaments.
Yeah, the Sullivan Smith tournament. Shout out to the Sullivan Smith Memorial Tournament, Mike Senior and Derek Powell. That tournament had a major influence on our childhood, and that led us to basketball. And at the time, World Be Free, shout out to World Be Free out in Brownsville. World Be Free was doing his 1-2. And he was big in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? He made it to the pros, and they snatched his name, World, and threw it on Big Head because he had a big head.
Right.
So that's where the World came from. All of us growing up on the basketball court, him having his big ass head, and when he ever hit a jump shot, they used to go, World Be Free. That's where that came from.
Okay.
Playing basketball.
Okay.
That's where he got that name from.
Right. So fast forward, so much took place, bro. Like, where was you at when a lot of the madness was taking place in the project? Because the projects was always on fire.
I was in the slammer.
But
I was in the slammer.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. But it was a particular point where your friends that you grew up with, that they grew up together,
right,
started harming each other. What was going on through Fruit mind when the childhood friends started hurting each other?
Well, shout out to St. Laz. When I did the LG story with St. Laz, it was a time where I was stating that throughout all the ruckus in Lafayette Gardens, my generation, generations before me, They didn't have a history of killing one another.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody died in the projects, it was very rare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if somebody did die, they weren't from there. So when my generation came along, shit got crazy in the 90s.
Right.
We playing with more guns, more money, more drugs, so the violence was escalated. But although more shots was fired, we had yet to kill one another. Or even really hurt one another. You know what I'm saying? We got away with shooting a lot of clouds and garbage cans and alley cats. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hurt one another. It sounded like that. It looked like that, but we didn't hurt one another. When my situation came about, it rocked the projects. And we're gonna get back to that.
Right.
It
right.
rocked the projects,
Right.
right? And I would have to say my incident was the magnifying glass to now we starting to hurt each other.
Right. Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? My accidental and incident was the spark.
Right.
Because once I went away, over the years, motherfuckers start transgressing on each other for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it was a time when I was on Rikers Island. We're gonna get to that too.
Yes, yeah,
when I was on
definitely
Rikers
gotta
Island
get it,
in the 90s and shit, I was in the house with a whole bunch of Fort Greene niggas. And all these niggas was in jail for killing a nigga in their projects. So I used to always beat myself on my chest like, yo, we don't do that in LG.
Right. Y'all stuck to I ain't gonna front.
We don't kill each other
LG
in
stuck
LG.
together. It wasn't even y'all wasn't even
Yeah.
that deep. It probably was that the most, probably like 17 of y'all at the most.
Yeah.
Right?
And
But
just I don't know, man. As I sat in the slammer and the 90s kept rolling, shit just got different, bro.
Rest
Shit
in
just
peace.
got different.
Rest in peace to my
got
bro, Peter Rab, too, man. That was my
Peter
guy
Roos,
right
though,
there.
that was my guy.
Yeah, Peter
That's my guy.
Rab.
Rest in peace to Lorenzo.
Sleep. You know what I mean? Like I could go on
Shout
with
out
the
to
name.
Sleep.
Yeah, Butter.
Shout out to Sleep.
Porto.
I'm still in touch with Sleep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Fruit.
Happy belated. The other Sunday was Butter birthday. Happy belated.
Oh, happy belated to Butter. So it was a
question.
particular. So when we fast forward, it started being a lot going on in the projects, but it started becoming international because the name like World started becoming international in the streets because he was becoming notorious and intertwining some of this rap stuff and you know the.
Listen,
Go ahead.
shout out to that World and Wise book, man.
Right, that's we gonna get into that
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna get into that.
So-
man.
so
If you haven't read the World and Wise book, you need to read the World and Wise book, the C&B story.
Well, reason why I'm
Because-
getting into that, Fruit, because allegedly 50 Cent was on the radio disrespecting Lil' Kim one day.
Okay.
And something allegedly happened towards 50 Cent, and they blame World for that too. You heard about that?
I was in Sing Sing
Okay.
when that went down. I was in Sing Sing, so we get Hot 97 in Sing
Right,
Sing.
right,
And you know, G Unit was popping.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I was tapped in. I was fucking with G Unit. And them niggas was in the studio and them niggas, he dumbed out. He said
Right.
whatever the fuck he had to say. He disrespect that man, woman. The whole city heard it. And I think leaving the studio on their way to the Doubletree out in Jersey, some shots was fired.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas try to take them niggas' heads off or whatever. And they put 2 and 2 together. I don't know who the fuck told police what, made what statements to who. Somehow it got back to the media and the press and to the hip hop culture that them shots was fired at 50 in his camp because of the interview at Hot 97.
Right.
When Big Head sat on Wendy Williams months later, he said he don't know nothing about that shit. He don't know why his name is in the middle of that shit. And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Right, right. But they blame. This is what I'm saying. This is he started becoming infamous. But y'all started together, Jocelyn first,
Yeah.
Nickel and Diamond, and then what I tell my
You
audience.
can go back to Homie if you want to. If you want to go back to Homie and Big Head, we can do that.
No, we gonna do
I'm
that.
talking about as far as that incident.
That incident, yeah.
Shots being fired at the
Right,
hotel. Big
right.
Head said he don't know nothing about that shit.
We gonna go back to that. But what I was
Okay.
trying to tell the people, I was trying to tell my audience that in Brooklyn, our biggest deal was to go to Midtown Manhattan and touch a pocket and get some money. That was a pastime because for all the people who's out of town, They can't fathom us being 12, 13, 14, 15, going to Midtown Manhattan, the Diamond District, different places, and going in somebody's pocket and catching $4,000 or $5,000. They can't. They can't fathom that. Tell them what that was like to dig a pocket.
Well, it was going on way before me.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm
We was there was
by the
generations
time we
before.
came out, when we came out, I want to say mid 80s. We started going out mid 80s, 85, 86, shit like that.
You was before me then. Damn, I was
You know what I'm
89, 90.
Because I caught my first juvie in 87, and when I caught my first juvie in 87, I was somewhat experienced.
Right.
I wasn't
right.
a vet, but I was somewhat
Yeah.
experienced. But I'm gonna have to say, so we came out 86, 87, our generation in
Mhm.
Midtown. But I was out there with the generation before me.
Mm-hmm.
I came out the house in 83, the Diana Ross concert.
Right.
In the rain. I have an older cousin who was out there and about doing what he do, and I wanted to tag along. And he said, you better not be scared to take no money.
Right.
So I had my introduction to that shit in 83.
Damn.
Watching people jostle and snatch diamonds and go to they used to call it the scales back then. Go
Right.
to the scales.
McCrory's, McCrory's, Maze, all
I
that
was
had the
watching
scales.
all
Yep.
this shit.
Mhm.
I watched all this shit downtown in front of McCrory's, in front of Maze. Then my cousin, he would take me to Brownsville. They was doing the same shit on Pickens Avenue. Like, I watched that shit. So by the time our generation came out, it wasn't just jostling no more. It was straight rip the fucking pocket off.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Shit changed a little bit. But I watched Cruising, Rest in Peace. I watched Shorty Dip. I watched them pickpocket and all that shit. Take the money, stash the money, throw the empty wallets away in a mailbox downtown. They had a mailbox in front of Young World. Remember the mailboxes back in the days? They had this one mailbox downtown. That shit was full of stolen pocketbooks, purses, and all types of shit from the jostling. They would drop the wallets in there, but they would keep the cash. So I always was around that shit. And when we came out, digging pockets wasn't just about taking money. That shit was like a sport.
Right.
It became so popular with our generation, and so much fucking money was being taken, it became sport.
Right. That's where you would meet with the Marcy guys, the No String guys.
Yeah, it really
the
became
digging
a fucking
pocket crews
sport,
met in Manhattan. You knew where the money was at.
No, sometimes motherfuckers would just meet downtown Brooklyn.
Right.
But you had to be about that life to go downtown in the mall, downstairs.
See, I was going to get to that. That game room at Albee Square
That's
Mall.
what I'm talking about.
Goodness gracious, if you wasn't...
Anybody couldn't just go down.
You couldn't go in Albee Square Mall.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
So everybody would link up down there, dudes from every section of Brooklyn, whether it was Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights,
Fort,
East
definitely
New
the
York,
Fort was in there.
Yeah, and niggas would jump on the train and take it to Midtown and tear that shit up and violate Ed Koch.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say too, I wanted to say this publicly. We was never scared of no guardian angel, so I don't know what Curtis Lee would think he doing out of guardian angels.
Brooklyn Mo told me a story about them niggas chasing him.
Yeah,
I ain't never paid them niggas no mind.
Yo, we never was scared of no guardian angels.
I was so young, I had the OGs protecting me, so they had to get past the OGs to get to me.
Right.
I ain't paid them niggas no mind in Midtown.
So what I wanted to do, Fruit, because this is not a bragging, this is not we're just showing. I want to show the young dudes. You spend a lot of your life incarcerated, more than half of your life incarcerated, based off of poor decisions, poor environment, and Grandma and Duke tried, but you didn't listen. And a reason why I'm bringing you here, because I want to let the youth know, when you don't listen to somebody who love you, there's consequences for that. We're going to go through some of your consequences of you being little knucklehead Fruit that lost a lot of your life to the judicial system. So what was your first bid? When was the first time you got locked up?
The first time I ever got apprehended, or the first time I got locked up and sent away?
The first time you went away.
The first time I got arrested and sent away was Halloween '87. I was 13 years old.
Right.
Halloween, you know how Halloween used to be back in the days. In
Egging,
the
we
80s.
going out egging.
Yeah, you
yeah.
talking 300-400 niggas running wild.
Right.
But my incident, listen, man, I always said this about myself. Yo, I could write a book. My life was a movie, but I never really meant that shit. But I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of it yourself. My arrest actually happened the day before Halloween. The day before Halloween, everybody's riled up. We getting ready for Halloween, so we riled up the day before in Brooklyn. We go to Midtown. We do what we do. We tear that shit up. I got knocked in Midtown. I think I got knocked. I got knocked on Canal Street in the train station. And when they arrested me, it was one of those, yo, call his mother, she come get him type shit. My grandmoms didn't know how to get where I was at. And she volunteered. Take him to Spofford. I know how to get there. So they did just that. But they thing was, all right, if she don't come get him, man, they gonna process you and give you a fucking bed. You know what I'm saying? But they took me to Spofford. I went through the process because if she don't come, they gotta give me a bed. She came. She came and got me that night, cursed me out all the way back to Brooklyn. Don't leave this fucking house, you on punishment. Now it's Halloween day. I'm sitting in the crib on punishment, and about 300 niggas came walking down motherfucking DeKalb Avenue. And they made that right turn on Clarkson Avenue going towards Murray. I lived on the second floor in the project, son. I was out the window. I joined the ruckus. We go up by Myrtle Avenue, A&P all up over there. Little John, shout out to my homie Little John, free Little John. Little John was one of the ones who brought me out the house. And I'm running behind Little John. He was like, yo, that's it. I was like, yo, that's it. He said, yeah. I dug the pocket, son. And unbeknownst to us, the fucking 88 precinct.
I'm about to say you was
detectives
too close. Yeah, you was.
They was on a stakeout.
Yeah, because
The
we
88 precinct
was egging,
detectives.
we was
Listen, my nigga,
hitting people.
They was on a stakeout.
I'm gonna give. Let me set this for the. Let me set the mood for the people.
Word.
Unfortunately, on not Easter. I'm gonna talk about Easter in Brooklyn too. Unfortunately, on Halloween, it wasn't about no trick or treating, no candy. It was about wilding. It was egging,
throwing eggs.
and unfortunately, I ain't gonna say I did it, but dudes was throwing neat in chicks' hair and everything. You remember that?
What's that?
That's the thing to take their hair out. You all remember they used to throw the neat in the chicks' hair and hit them with the powder? You all remember they used to hit them with the... Yo, bro, yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah, they was egging.
I remember the egging.
But remember
and the Molotov cocktails.
The egging, remember dudes used to freeze the eggs sometimes too and
Remember
violate with the frozen eggs.
I remember that.
And just
the Molotov cocktails.
go
I
in
don't
the...
remember
Yeah.
the hair
Yo,
shit.
dudes is hitting... They used to put the neat in the sock with the powder and rock a chick in the head. And her hair would fall out.
I never knew that's what that was.
That's what they was. Their hair would fall out, bro.
I remember that.
The
but I
nair,
never
yeah.
knew that's what that was.
What
I
that
thought
was.
That was just powder.
No, their hair would fall out, bro. Dudes was violating. Dudes was violating. Their hair
That's
would
why mad chicks was bald head in the 80s.
Exactly. Dudes was hitting them in the head with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want y'all to know this was in youth. Dudes just didn't know no better. Like this, unfortunately, this was a rite of passage, just like Easter. Easter, you hit CI and you hit that deuce the same day.
Yeah.
You going to Coney Island. If you didn't go to Coney Island on Easter Sunday, you wasn't live.
See, the difference now is you really had to be outside.
Facts.
See, now
you could play it on the
dudes
computer.
say they outside.
Yeah.
That shit ain't outside. Like,
right.
You had to really be outside every day, all day, or you was gonna miss something.
Right. And that's all. So we didn't sleep. This is when we started getting introduced to 40 ounces. First it was the 32s, the old no, drinking the 30.
I never was a drinker before.
I was. I love some beer, man. We drinking the beer. First we was drinking Valentine. Then we was drinking private stock. We was drinking all that.
I
bro.
remember all the homies used to drink the I remember they used to drink the Old Gold.
There's the that's why I say old no. Yeah, old no. Yeah.
See, they had an Old Gold rap crew in LG.
Right.
Word. That's 50 grand in them.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, 50 grand. They was the Old Gold boys.
Yeah, so you either you hit that dude. So You went to Seattle? You was going to Coney Island?
Listen, man, every year, I know the ritual.
You going to jail?
Every year, you got Easter fresh.
Right.
First, you went to Sunday school.
Right. I ain't do that.
And the church clothes.
Yeah.
You came back to the projects. You took the church clothes off. You got Easter fresh. You went downtown to the Delphi. You watched whatever movie was popping in the 80s, whether it was Breaking, Crush Groove, The Last Dragon.
So you
whatever
went
it
to
was.
Duffield or Metropolitan?
When we first started going to the movies by ourselves,
Uh-huh.
we was going to the Delphi.
Nah, I ain't mess with the Duffield.
Now,
That was
when
too.
we went- when-
that
when
was
we
too
went
close to
with
Fort
the
Greene.
when we went with the older dudes and
Yeah.
shit, and we was following behind niggas, we went to the Lowe's, the Metro.
Metropolitan. Yeah, it was
But when we was
Metropolitan
on
and
our
Duffield.
own,
Yeah.
We went to the Delphi.
Yeah.
And after the Delphi, we would hit Junior's, get a slice of cheesecake, make our way back to the projects. Now, we going to Coney Island.
Right.
Go to Coney Island, hit the Himalaya ride. After that, we jump back on the train. Now we going to the Deuce.
Right to the Deuce. And that train took
After the
forever
Deuce,
though. But that
back
train
to
took
LG.
forever. That getting to
Yeah.
Coney Island. Remember that train?
That
took,
was a ritual, man.
Yeah, that was you
We
had
did that
to
every year.
every year.
Every year.
And
Do you remember the year the Oshkosh shit came out?
facts with the hat to go with it too.
Did you go to Coney Island that year?
I didn't wear that though. I think I had a velour
My
suit.
nigga, I didn't either.
No, I had a tracksuit.
Butter did. Butter had the blue
Yeah.
solid blue jean hat. He didn't have the pinstripes. When we got to fucking Coney Island, the whole Coney Island, my nigga,
Had on the Oshkosh.
had on Oshkosh pinstripe shit.
It was
That
like
shit
it
just
was like
wild.
a train conductor looking suit.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
suit. They switched
yeah,
the
yup.
jumpsuit.
Yeah, the jumpsuit,
Yeah.
the jumper. That year,
One Easter, the whole borough wore that
my
shit.
cousin Blacko had that. I had the I had a tracksuit that year. I had
Yeah,
a
one Easter, the whole borough wore
yup.
that shit.
And then that's when we was getting the fila. I mean, not the fila suits, the velour suits. You had to get the velour suit.
You had to be now you have to go to Midtown.
Right.
Because as shorties, we watching the OGs rock the velour filas and the velour Sergio Tassinis.
Yeah, facts.
The Gucci sneakers and the fila sneakers. That shit cost a grip back then.
Right.
So now we have to go to Midtown because our mothers is not paying $200 for a velour fila suit.
Facts.
So
Yep.
you're gonna go to Midtown. You have to.
And take
It's the
some
only
money.
way it's gonna get done.
To take some money. So
Absolutely.
So all right, we in LG. You also have a infamous guy there by the name of Nut, aka Tito.
Tito, rest in peace.
If y'all want to know who that is, that's the guy that Little Kim is rapping to in Get Money video. You grew up with him as well. He's a little older than you, right?
I think a year.
Why
Maybe
is-
two.
Why Nut always seems so much older than everybody?
I think Nut had me by 2. I think Nut was 72.
Okay.
I think he was 72. He wasn't 71. He was 72 or 73.
Okay. So now you have Nut was getting money out there, but the older dude was Wise. First, no, was Bush was older than Wise, right? Bush was Bush.
Bush
first.
was older than Wise. Wise right under Bush. Nut was younger than Wise.
Yeah.
I'm younger than Nut. World was younger than me.
What? Who the hell was making all them gold teeth for y'all on the projects? What
That was in my projects. We had shout out to the legendary rap group Riff. That's Easy Mo B,
Yes.
AB Money, and JR.
Right.
And AB Money had a brother
Free?
by the name of Dave.
I thought it was Free too. Who was Free?
Nah, up the block we had a dude named Lloyd.
Okay.
Lloyd had the style rocking.
Right.
Lloyd was up the block from LG. Everybody in the style got their teeth from Lloyd.
Right.
But LG, we kept it LG. AB Money, brother Dave, we used to call him Gold Teeth Dave. Dave made everybody teeth in LG.
So they wasn't called grills, they were called fronts. I just want
It was
y'all to
called
know
fronts
that.
back
We called
then,
them
gold
gold
front.
fronts.
And if you had the frames, the crowns, we called them frames. We
Right.
didn't call them crowns. We
Right.
called them frames.
And when you got robbed, dudes would take your fronts out your mouth and go to the scales with those two. Like, so-
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a time where everybody, when we was going crazy with it, everybody was getting their mouth done. Peter Rab
Had the
Rab was
mouth full.
first one. Rest in peace, Peter
Yeah,
Rusto.
yeah.
Out of nowhere, he just popped up one day with a whole mouth full.
Yeah.
He was the first one to get his mouth done.
Right.
And once he did that, everybody just went crazy.
Right.
Everybody started snatching girls' earrings
The door
and
knockers.
taking those to the scale too.
Mm-hmm. because you
Yeah.
was able to go. It wasn't about pawn shops. It was no dudes ain't pawn nothing.
Nah, you take him to the dude who
Take
made
it
the
to the-
goatee.
Yep, you take it to him. Yep, and he'll melt them down and give you some fronts. So Fruit, we got these infamous guys in the projects. You wasn't around for a lot because you was always incarcerated.
And thank God I wasn't around for a lot of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? That's one thing about Big Fruit. I can always account for where I was and where I was when I was there. You know what I'm saying? I missed a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I missed a lot of shit. And maybe missing a lot of that shit saved my life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I
So
missed a lot of
it was
shit.
a particular time when Mike Tyson came out. When he
Uh-huh.
hit Brooklyn, everybody wanted to be big like Mike Tyson. Nut was big like Mike Tyson. You was big like Mike Tyson. What was it about y'all with the weights and was it the DFY? Was it
It
Spofford?
was DFY. You
Yeah.
gotta remember, we went away young. We went
Right.
through puberty in those places.
Right.
And those we were a certain type of motherfucker when we went to those places. So
Right.
I'm not gonna be getting beat up.
Right.
I ain't gonna be running around here popping shit. I gotta get my ass in this weight pile. So I was in the weight pile at 13 years old, bro.
When you went to jail, how much you weighed?
I was arrested in 1987. I was 13 years old. I was 5'7", 125 pounds.
And when you came out, what you
I
look
came
like?
home 18 months later. I was 14, 5'11", 180 pounds.
At 14.
Yeah.
Now you had an infamous one hit a quitter too. You was good.
A couple of those, shit.
You had
I
a-
made history in the
Yeah,
mall.
you had a infamous. I
I
remember.
made history in RB Square Mall.
No, I wanted to ask you. I asked you before, but why? I forgot. Y'all was beefing with White Corp. Remember that, right?
Remember that?
You was beefing with White Corp. You and Butter. You know, shout out to my dude Butter.
Shout out to my
Y'all
bro.
was walking up by Sarah J. and you seen one of them dudes from White Corp. Shout out to White Corp too, because it's all love now.
Hey, word, we
Yo, you
wild.
rocked them. Dude, feet flew in the air. Yo, why you?
What it was Sleep. Shout out to my nigga Sleep, man.
Yeah.
Sleep funny motherfucker.
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
was kids, we used to do some of the dumbest shit, man. So I went away, I put on a little weight, and Sleep used to be like, you know what I'm saying? He used to challenge me like, you ain't got no dad on. So Sleep used to be like, when we roll on the nigga, let's see if you can knock him out.
Right.
So that was Sleep.
Wow.
And then Sleep would do shit like this. I don't know how he used to do it. No matter where we go, he would always spot a nigga bigger than me. He used to be like, yo, you see homie over there? I'll look. He'd be like, you know how Sleep talk, right? Sleep
Yeah,
half
yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
He be like, man, you ain't bigger than that nigga. So it was like a game thing with us, because we was kids and we used to do some of the dumbest shit for attention. You know what I'm saying? But I remember it was 89. I was home. Nut was away.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote me and sent me a picture.
Yeah.
And in the picture, he had a broke leg, some crutches, and shout out to the homie CLR. And CLR from Fort Greene was sitting on his shoulders. And I couldn't believe how big he was.
Mhm.
Now, mind you, I did my juvie. I came home with my size on me.
Mhm.
I'm 14, pushing 15, 5'11", $180. That's decent weight for a 15-year-old kid in the weight pile. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But when I got the picture of Nut, I was like, nah. And this is exactly what I told him. I said, they gave you something. He was like, nah. He broke his leg. He couldn't move. And all he did was lay on a universal machine and lift the whole fucking rack for like 6 months with a broken leg. So for those who didn't know, Nut didn't have no legs.
Right.
That was all upper body.
Popeye. He was Popeye out
Right.
here.
And he went through puberty with a broke leg in the gym. And that's how he just got so fucking big, bro. And he was definitely something special when he started to work out. Like, I personally think if he got on some other shit, on some Lee Haney shit, Ronnie Coleman shit, Nut could have did that.
Right. Nah,
He
he was
could
a
have
big
done
dude.
that. Cause his shit was crazy, but he didn't have no legs, bro.
Right.
I mean, none whatsoever. Because his leg was broke. He couldn't work on his legs. Or he did all upper body for like 6 months, and that shit just blew him the fuck up, bro.
So also, I wanted the youth to know the knockout game is not new. It's not
that
new.
That shit they doing now is
Yeah,
crazy though.
yeah, they hitting old ladies and stuff like that. We wanted to hit grown men because we were kids, and we wanted to hit that 35-year-old dude, that 40-year-old dude,
Yeah.
and we say, yo, I bet you can't put him. What?
And you know what's the ill shit? We would risk getting our ass whipped
To
or
go-
chased
Yep.
by the nigga we tried it on
Yep.
too.
Grown
We
men
didn't care.
though. It was never no
Yeah.
old man
Absolutely.
or no
Absolutely.
woman or no children. It was grown men. This is pubescent, no facial hair, none of that. I'm gonna go
Shout
see.
out to my boy Gabby G off NA Rock.
So
We were standing on the corner of Bedford and DeKalb. 80. This is before I caught the juvie. This is before I left. So this got to be early 87, 86 summer. It was summertime too. We standing on the corner. We 11, 12, 13-year-old badass kids. The knockout game. A dude is coming up the block, older dude. He ain't no crackhead nigga, no. He an older nigga. He on point. Oh, these little niggas gonna try me. I can't honestly say we were. Because nobody mentioned it to me. But I know when that nigga got up on us, he taught us something. He cut the shit out of Gary G, son.
damn.
On the walk by, he blew Gary G in his face and he ran. But that was because he was on point thinking niggas was going to try him with the knockout game. He struck first, though.
Right.
Gary G got a gash and stitches all in his mouth to this day behind that shit.
Y'all was the G train line.
Yeah, we used the G train. Back then it was the GG. The double
GG, yeah, the double G.
The GG
Took
train.
forever for that train too. Hoyt and
GG.
Skimmerhorn was forever. So you from this infamous projects that Easy Mo B is from there, Mr. C is from there,
Right.
Rapping is Fundamental is from there.
Right.
Big Daddy Kane is coming down there. One day it ain't go too good for Kane.
Doggie.
That's my
Okay.
favorite rapper of all time. But one day Big
All
Daddy
right,
Kane came to the
legendary
project.
story. It's a legendary story. I was a shorty too. I was
Yeah.
one of them little niggas who used to be in the back exit, Mr. C and them niggas back there banging on walls and windows, rapping. I'm the nigga go to the store, keep the change and shit like that. I was around a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Kane used to come through the projects when he was in high school before the niggas really popped. So Kane had LG love. Kane was LG. You know what I'm saying? He ain't fronting on that. But when he popped and he blew and he was still coming through, he came through when shit was hot one night.
He's driving a Volvo at this time. He had the
I
Volvo.
think he had the Volvo.
The Volvo.
I think he had the Volvo and he had the big cable and shit. And the legend has it. Little guy Tony out of East New York. Remember, I told you that building 456 is the most treacherous building in Lafayette Guards. Guy Tony at the time was messing with Tawana up in that building, and Kane parked that motherfucking Volvo in front of the wrong building, man. And they said Guy Tony ran down on him, backed him down, took the cable. But what makes the story legendary is he didn't use a gun.
He faked the jack on him?
He bluffed him with a beeper. You know how you snap the back of your beeper? They said the legend has it. He snapped the back of the beeper like it was the hammer. He already had the reputation for throwing the hammer in the nigga face, and Kane came up off that. That's the story, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the story. And then Kane stopped fucking with LG for a minute.
Yeah, man, that hurt too.
Yeah, that happened in like what? 89, 90.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Kane
Yup.
ain't come back till 93 when he did that joint in the project.
In the PJ. That's the joint with
Yeah.
him, Jay-Z,
he had niggas
Shaheem,
on the
Scoob, Source
Yeah,
Money.
Yeah. He had niggas on the burn for a few years behind that bullshit.
Right. So, you going in and out of the system. You have most of your early joints was petty robberies and assaults.
Petty robberies, petty robberies. 3 juvies was petty robberies. 6 billing was a petty robbery. And then my state bid was manslaughter.
So
But all those robberies is violent felonies.
right.
So don't sneeze at that shit, son. That shit add up, bro.
Right.
That shit add up and they'll put your fucking lights out.
Right. So at this particular time, did Butter go away before you?
Yep.
Damn,
Butter
man.
went away. Butter went away. I caught my 3rd juvie while I was in Sparford in the New Jack house. Me and Star got knocked. Me and Star, Pretty Boy Star got knocked in Midtown. And while I was in Sparford going through the reception process, Butter caught his case. So Butter left 90. So then I did that juvie. I came home. Butter wasn't home.
Right.
Butter left first.
Yeah, because I think Butter was the first one out of us in that peer group that got that stretch. And I remember they was like, Butter guy. I'm like, Butter?
Yeah. That shit came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because
like,
he used to always...
I wasn't, like, he caught that shit in a matter of days of me getting arrested. Like, I wasn't home. If I wouldn't have got arrested in Midtown, I'd have been home the day he caught that case. Or I would have been home to tell him not to catch that case. Or I'd have been home to catch the case with him.
So,
like, I was sitting in Sparford, and 2 days later he caught that case.
So when we was beefing with the Fort Greene dudes, you was incarcerated, right?
Yeah, man, but I caught a piece of that shit because shout out to my boys, Rum, Hook.
Yeah. Shout out to all of them. Y'all love them. I love them.
Shit.
Yeah, we was beefing with Decep. Yeah.
I caught a big piece of that shit because in 89, 89 summer, I had an open court. I had an open case. And my grandma's, we went to family court, and then she wanted to do some shopping downtown, and I wanted to go back to the projects. So I walked up fucking DeKalb. And as I'm walking up DeKalb, I hit Rough-Child Park. And all them little Hook Off and Rumble and all them niggas in the park, they see me, Chris, Rob,
Chris. They called him Brooklyn after a while. Yep, Rob, Chris.
Brooklyn.
Yep.
They see me. I walk by and I'm like, oh shit, I'm by myself. Them niggas got numbers. So I'm walking, son. They come out the park. They like, oh shit, that's that nigga Fruit. They come out the park. They start walking behind me.
Listen, and if they had caught you and flipped on you, that was a big one for them. That was
check it. This is some funny shit. I feel these niggas following me. It's like 10 of these niggas. And as I'm walking up DeKalb, 2 girls from my projects come walking down the block. So I try to bluff these niggas on some, yo, I asked the bitch, yo, you see niggas in the projects? And the bitch was like, nah, ain't nobody outside.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you on your own. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
The niggas start walking. They was like, yo, Fruit, come here. I was like, nah, y'all fucked that up.
Yeah.
But by the time I got to the projects, I ran into Butter them niggas.
Right.
We went back down there.
Right.
We chased them niggas from Rough-Child Park through Fort Greene Park.
Yeah.
That was 90. That's 89.
Right. Facts.
And then about 90 days, 6 months later, we were standing in front of my building. Remember, 88 Precinct is Fort Greene's
Facts.
precinct.
Yep.
We were standing in front of my building. And the homicide pulled up. They popped the doors. And they brung out Killer and Hook Off.
AKA Mumu at the time. He was
in
Mumu.
1990.
He was Mumu at the time.
Yeah, they caught their case in 90.
Damn.
Yeah, they caught their case in 90. And I think when they got arrested, that LG Fort Greene shit never went nowhere because they had other shit to worry about.
Right.
All them niggas start catching them cases.
Right.
So that real LG Fort Greene bickering shit, it never really went nowhere.
I think it was like a 2-year thing. It was like a 2-year thing.
Yeah, it never really went nowhere.
It was a 2-year thing. So you doing these little skid joints. The streets outside is on fire. Y'all start getting into issues locally. Grand Ave, Grand and Clifton is right here. Y'all cool, y'all not cool, but y'all cool, y'all not cool. What was some of that tension that started happening with Grand and Clifton? Because I was confused. I'm like, yo, I mean, I'm my man Ace over there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I always grew up with a relationship with Grand Avenue. Shout out to my barber Gene, the barber, rest in peace, old man Gene. I used to get my hair cut on Grand Avenue. I used to pack bags in Dan's supermarket.
Right.
Like Grand Avenue was like our second home. Like
Right,
I
right,
always
right.
had a relationship on Grand Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Grand Avenue dudes came to Sullivan Smith and cracked ass, played ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? My basketball coach represented Lafayette as well as Graham. Shout out to Miles Green. That's my coach. But I have to say, I remember a body had dropped. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna get into that
Right, right.
names and all that shit. But a body dropped in '89 summer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the hands of a Lafayette Gardens guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a Grand Avenue boy who died, Lafayette Gardens boy who pulled the trigger. And I would have to say the incident itself was a very sad situation because it was families involved.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also LG and Grand Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So that added to it. And I don't think our relationship with Grand Avenue ever restored from then.
Mm-hmm.
And as time went on, other shit started happening.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So, you know what they say, man.
Reason,
Shake it up long enough, it'll eventually explode.
so reason why I went there because that's kind of that tension kind of led to your unfortunate incident
Yeah.
of, you know, we got women from here, but they messing with dudes over there. And I want to tell y'all in Brooklyn, back in the days, the women were just as lethal as us, if not more, because they held the burners. They was going in the club with the, you know, at one point, you know, women were going in the mules in the tunnel, and like, some of them wasn't getting searched at one point. So the chick would have the burner. The chick, you know, the cops wouldn't really throw them down like that. Now we talking about women who are master boosters. Like when you say Little Kim and when you see Little Kim say the Gabbana girls and all that, they talking about the women from his projects. You know what I'm saying? Fruit, if you could take me back to that day, what was your temperament like?
I'm gonna be real with you, doggy.
But before you go there, I just want to set this. Fruit, remember it was up for us every day. We looked for some type of stupid shit to do. And if it came, we welcomed it. And if it didn't come, we looked for it. We went outside. We used to call it, shout out to the West Coast. They got dudes called rolling this, rolling. We already was going rolling. That's what they did. Yo, let's go
Right.
rolling. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? At this time, Fruit, how old are you?
17.
You are Fruit Quan from LG. Your name and ring bells all through downtown, all through BK. You done did the DFY, the Spofford, the Tryon with the who's who in BK already in New York City. You got your stripes. What was going on? What was happening with Fruit this day that forever
that
changed your
particular
life?
day?
That forever changed your life.
It was a Friday, May 15th, 1992. Remember the day vividly because it was the Friday before Mother's Day.
Mm.
I was in New York for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I was out in Harrisburg at the time doing my 1-2, and I came back to New York because my boy Stack, rest in peace, Stack of Dollar Stack, had got shot. I came back to New York to answer that bell, stayed in New York a little too long. And a lot of shit went down in the New York Minute. And then that night, when that shit transpired, son, my way of thinking that night and that moment was survival.
Mm.
I'm gonna be real with you. At 17, doing the shit I was doing and seeing the shit I was seeing and dealing with the people I was dealing with, both males and females, at that moment, it was survival. Me or one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a 50-year-old man right now, and I can sit here and reflect back and say, damn, wasn't supposed to be thinking like that at 17. What type of life is that for a 17-year-old kid to be thinking? You know what I'm saying? At 50 years old, I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But at 17, nah. It was survival. It was going to be me or somebody else that night.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just being real with you.
So you get into an unfortunate accidental shooting.
Right.
Somebody passed away.
Right.
At this particular time in our lives, like I wanted to say to people, the chicks wasn't no joke. The females will hurt you too. It wasn't no that's a girl, not from Brooklyn. The chicks was lining you. They was doing everything. Not saying that was the case, but we come from anybody could get it when it's beef because she might be the one that have his burner because he come over here to see her and she got the burner in the crib. Well, because how we grew up, it could be my building, but she housed the op to come to my building. And when he come here, he got a burner in the building because she's supplying that. At this particular time, bro, you did an accidental shooting and it was a female involved.
Mm-hmm.
Was you thinking female or was you thinking
I was thinking survival.
this is war, this is
No, I was
big
thinking survival that night. Survival. It didn't kick in until like you know what I'm saying. It was an accident. It wasn't plotted. It wasn't. Listen, man. All the hoopla about Big Fruit and this accidental shooting and this female, right, victim,
Mm-hmm.
35 fucking 40 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk you through something.
Mm-hmm.
My case did not make the 10 o'clock news.
Mm.
My case did not make the newspapers. I was another statistic, and so was my victim.
Damn.
40 years later, 30, 40 years later, all this hoopla is not for my victim.
Mm.
All this hoopla is not for my case. This hoopla is for Big Fruit, my nigga.
Mm.
This is all about fruit.
Right.
These people don't care about that case. They didn't care when it happened. That's why I didn't make the news. That's why I didn't make the newspapers. Now, Big Fruit is a big deal, so this case is being polarized and magnified again. And what I tried to tell people is, y'all don't want to do that because y'all going to hear the things that Doggie Diamonds is saying about who these people really were.
Right.
And that's why I'm telling you, I was thinking survival, my nigga.
Right.
I was thinking survival because we from old Brooklyn.
Oh, Albee Square
I'm
Mall,
not
Brooklyn.
New Brooklyn, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm old Brooklyn. And old Brooklyn, male and female, they lived a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
They had certain morals and certain principles and certain codes. I may have been a young boy, but I knew what the shit meant. And the people that I was around in the street, they knew what that shit meant too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that when shit got hot, everybody threw all that shit out the window and want to play victim and want to play civilian. Because when that shit went down with me, Doggie,
Mm-hmm.
and when it kicked in, I was like, yo, this type of shit happened when we lived the life we lived.
Yes. And we would and Fruit when
I'm sorry this shit happened.
Right.
But this type of shit happened when we choose to live the way we live.
And Fruit, I want the audience to know, like, yo, we was literally babies. Like, when you think now, when you say I'm 50 cash, yo, we was babies. A lot of dudes ain't even have hair on their face. And they was dying outside, getting cut, getting stabbed, getting shot, going to prison, didn't even have hair on their face. Some dudes still on the island, meaning the Virgin Island. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes didn't even know what it's like to be with women. And we are going to say rest in peace to said individual who passed away. We not saying anybody deserved anything.
Absolutely.
But where we come from, bro.
Right, bro.
We didn't, yo, you a op. That's it. So when I look at the King Von thing and he's allegedly blamed for said female, I know what that's like because dudes now on the internet will be like, oh, you did that to a girl. Like, yo, where I'm from, the girls was rough.
Listen, like I said, I'm from old Brooklyn, bro.
Right.
And I know what old Brooklyn was. People could sit here in front on this new 2025 shit all they want, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They know the real. They know what we was dealing with.
Right.
They know who we was dealing with.
Right.
And I'm not ashamed to say it, bro. I was thinking survival that night at 17 years old in the streets of Brooklyn, New York.
So this happens. You go on a run as everybody do.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I want people to know, even if you was wrong or right, wasn't nobody turning themselves in.
You running.
You running. You going
Right.
OT. You trying to get down south somewhere. So shout out to all the dudes in the south. We was trying to get down south somewhere. Everybody had family down south. We trying to get down south. You got caught. You eventually get caught. Where did you get
Knocked me in
caught?
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
At what point did you realize I'm fucked?
I knew I was fucked the night it happened because, like I said, yo, listen, man. Oh, this is disgusting. My accidental shooting was not from, like, where I pointed the gun and pulled the trigger.
Right.
It was a scuffle, hassle, tussle over the gun went off.
Mm.
So I'm not thinking somebody gonna die behind that shit.
Right. It was just up at the moment.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So when I got off the scene, I didn't leave the projects at first. I was still in the projects.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't outside. And when I sat in that motherfucking crib, and niggas came upstairs and was like, yo, she gone.
Mm.
I knew right then and there I fucked up because they didn't only tell me where she gone. They told me, yo, and homegirl down there telling it all.
Mm.
So I had a witness on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
On the scene. Giving the police everything.
Mm.
Those statements changed 35 years later on YouTube. My nigga.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever the fuck happened that night was said right then and there.
Right.
35 years later on YouTube, because it's not about the case. It's not about the victim. It's about Fruit. All that shit changed, bro. The whole narrative changed.
And I want the world to know Fruit Quan is your real name.
God,
it's not
birth name.
This is not a street name. This is your
Nah.
actual name, Fruit Quan
Quan
Bailey.
Bailey means the fruit of Islam.
Right. You little Fruit too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm little fruit.
Yeah.
My daddy, big fruit.
Yeah. So they bag you in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Take me through this. You were a 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You're not an adolescent no more. This is
Still adolescent.
I'm just saying, 16. We know 16 going home. You Rikers Island. You know you going. You go.
Oh, you're not a juvenile no more.
Yeah, you're not a juvenile. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
meant to say. We know
Right.
when you get back, you 16, you going to Island. Ain't no more Spofford or none of that no more. Ain't no family court. You going to the Island.
Absolutely.
What was it? What was going on through your mind, like through this transition? Because I want the young guys to know what
I'm
it's
gonna
like.
be real with you, Doggie.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of mixed emotions because when it happened, when it happened, I was in a relationship, a 4-month relationship with her sister.
Mm.
She had just given birth to the youngest member of my family because she had a baby by my cousin.
Wow.
This was some family shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of shit going on, bro. Like, I took family from family. They telling I'm going to jail. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was going through a lot, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I'm still trying to keep it G.
Right.
I ain't going to jail.
Right.
Nobody gonna tell. We gonna deal with this shit in the street.
Right.
I still had to have that concept too because the fuck, somebody gonna answer for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't forgetting what the fuck going on here. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of mixed emotions going on. I was trying to fight a case. I was trying to fight niggas. Like, I was trying to fight rumors. Like, shit was crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was crazy.
So they transport you.
Yeah.
You hit Rikers
I didn't
Island.
fight Expedition. Yo, I'm the nigga you looking for. Let's go.
Yeah. So you went to the island first, or
Straight to the 4 building. I went through Central Booking, straight to the 4 building.
what was Central Booking in Fort at the time?
I came from Harrisburg. I went through Central Booking behind Fort Greene.
Wait, that's what I say. Yeah,
I got arraigned, and then I was on the island.
Okay. So you hit the island. Is this where C70 Fruit is born, or it was a while later?
Nah, I would have to say I hit the island. When I first hit the island, Dog was still in the building. Shout
Okay.
out to the homie Dog, Free Mo Dog.
Yeah.
At the time, Mo Dog was still in the building, getting ready to go up. Him and Mano was getting ready to go up as I was coming back. And
this is the rapper Mano, I want people to know.
yeah, Jermaine, that's Mano. One main Jermaine.
Yeah.
Mano was in the bang. Dog was in population. He was actually in the adult house.
Mm-hmm.
He heard I was in the building. Yo, Law Library. I get down there. Dog was the first person I saw and the first person I talked to. I was like, yo, this is what happened. Boom. And he said, well, this is what you need to do to fight your case. And he ain't never lied, son, because a lot of shit went down in the judicial system with my case because we be so young and naive to shit, we don't be understanding what be going on. A lot of illegal shit went down with my case. Not only was they lying, but the prosecutor was doing foul shit too. I sat in prison for what? Over a year on an indictment that wasn't a true bill. It didn't have a true bill stamp, none of that shit. But I knew. And I'm being young and naive, they can't take me to trial with a fake indictment. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just laying up. But while I'm laying up, shit going crazy in LG. More cases is being caught, more lies is being told. I walk in the courtroom one day, I get smacked with new charges. Oh, Fruit called the payphone, the witness was walking by, Fruit told the witnesses he was gonna kill him.
Right, so now you're getting witness
I'm
tampering.
going through shit like that, Doggie.
And then I want the audience to know at this particular time, there's a crew in LG now. All y'all young dudes is still adolescents, but now everybody outside now. Now world is outside, rap is outside. Everybody outside now. Everybody got their first taste of blood. They outside.
They outside.
So
While I'm
now
in the full building, they outside.
there's a payphone where you call down to the hood.
We
Dudes
had
know
two.
everybody know answer the payphone. That's somebody incarcerated. It could be somebody, but this is the hood payphone. This is how you check to see who outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We had one on Clinton and on Gates. That was our payphone. Every hood had a payphone. It became a particular point where all the guys in the projects end up getting locked up because they blame them for witness tampering.
Right.
Because they're saying...
It started with my case. Remember,
Right.
Butter left first.
Right, Butter was
But
gone.
they didn't stamp no C&B shit on Butter.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Butter went first. When my shit happened, they didn't really have to stamp the C&B shit on it, but I think it was more polarizing because it was a female.
Right.
So it was a female. We stamped C&B on it, and now the case is created because everything happened after me.
Right.
The witness tampering was for my case.
Right.
Like everything just started happening, bro. And it didn't have to go down like that. Like I told you, it was an accident. We all know where the fuck we come from. We all know how we living out here. We could have handled that shit differently. We didn't.
Right.
We didn't.
So now, who's coming through Rikers Island while you in there from the hood?
While I'm there, when I get there now, when I first get there now too, everybody that's there is niggas who been there, like niggas who in and out up north on violation, shit like that. As far as niggas from the hood started coming through the fall, like the late summer 92 going into the fall. You had the NA Rock boys who came through. Shout out to Lil Bucky, Lil Weeze, Dead on Weeze, that's the homie. Lil Bucky, Little Weeze, Shawnee Bird, my boy Leon, that's my brother, Country. All them boys came through NA Rock. They was down there in Fort Maine with their feet kicked up, chilling. Then you had stupid ass Rado Strato from NA Rock. He came through. He made some noise. He made a name for himself, but he was a fucking idiot. Who else? from this down the way, man. Then the whole project started.
That's what I
coming
wanted to
through.
get to. When the
Yeah,
whole
man. I turned around one day. It was like 6 niggas from the projects. The first case they came through was for the I think somebody got knocked in the cab with a pistol. Wise caught that case with the homies. Then it was the infamous barbershop shootout. Remember the barbershop on fucking Franklin? Mo Better Cuts.
right, yeah.
Soon as that shit opened, grand opening, I think the homies tore that shit up and they all came through for a barbershop shootout. And then when they beat that, I walked in the motherfucking receiving room one day and the whole projects was arrested for my case.
So they were saying that the projects was trying to make people be quiet, not tell.
Yeah, that was the sentiment. Yo,
Yeah.
niggas is tampering with this case. We got to get all these niggas off the street. And the ill shit is this, bro. I was found guilty. The day I got my verdict, the prosecutor let the whole projects go from Rikers Island because he didn't have a warrant. He just didn't want nobody on the street during my trial. And these so-called steppers and these niggas, everybody holding high regard, they did that. They did that. We didn't ask the police to keep us in jail during Fruit trial. You know what I'm saying? They did all that shit to Fruit. I handled that shit, son. I went up north and did mine. I came home and then they changed the narrative. What the fuck they want? They want blood from a nigga, son.
What was your sentence?
I had a 16 to 32. I had a 12.5 to 25 for manslaughter and a 3.5 to 7 for assault, which was the Rikers Island shit.
They didn't even give you the gun? They didn't give you the gun?
Yeah, I had a 7.5 to 15 for the hammer, but it ran concurrent.
Oh, everything was concurrent. If y'all don't know what concurrent means, that means every charge is not, the time is the time. Consecutive means he will have to do this for the manslaughter, then do this for the gun, then do this for the assault. What was the assault on Rikers Island?
The captain.
Oh,
I got 3.5 to 7 for that shit, man.
so you snuffed the captain.
No, he slapped me and I beat his ass. I ain't snuffed nobody. I knew better. You just don't run around snuffing the police. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that, what Bush say, I ain't that courageous.
Right. So, but during this time, before you went up, you became a jail legend.
Nah, see, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I really don't even know how it would happen. I just know the situations I was in where I stood my ground.
Right.
One main being, police said some slick shit about beating niggas up. I looked around in fucking day room. All y'all niggas got a murder indictment. Where they do that at? Where do they do that at? Where do niggas with murder indictments get beat up? Like,
Right.
I'm not letting these police beat me up, man. The police felt I was getting a little too, yo, he can change the temperament. He got these niggas thinking a different way now. And then when a nigga put his hands on me and I beat the shit out that nigga, that shit like up the ante. Then that nigga Raw telling niggas suck something on a visit and Whirl and them niggas jumped on that nigga in the visiting room. All eyes on Fruit. They ran with that C70 Fruit shit.
Let me ask. Let me. Could you tell the audience? Frank standing somebody and telling somebody to SMD. What was the penalty for that? Because we gotta let the little dudes know that. And a lot of grown.
In the street or in the can?
Both.
In the street, you might not. Your mama might miss you. In the can, you getting hit. It ain't a question about it.
Because the youth love it on the internet. They Frank Stan people now. I remember I seen dudes.
They love it.
Yeah, on the internet, they'll Frank Stan you. Like I grew up not saying it because it was a major consequence for saying that. Like if you wasn't ready to go at that moment, don't say
I
it.
grew up not saying it because no niggas ever pushed me to say that to him.
Right.
Like, if a nigga push me, either I'm gonna punch him in his face or it ain't gonna be nothing.
Right.
A nigga never just got me that mad where I said that to him.
Yeah. It was no arguing. It already escalated. Once you got mad.
I ain't never been that mad at a nigga in an argument where I say that.
I was telling a female, I was saying, yo, when we were younger, Our arguments always led to fights. It was no long-term arguments. It was no arguing every day. I mean, you might have fought some of your mans every day. Y'all fist fought. You had some infamous fist fight. You a
You
nut
gotta
guy
be arguing with a dude for a long time
before y'all actually, yeah.
to actually go there with the dude.
Right,
like,
right.
nah, we ain't doing all that. If we gonna fight, man, leave that shit alone, bro.
So I wanted to ask you, what years was you on the island?
91, 92, 93.
So they say in 93, was you there when the blood thing started or no?
I think I was there, but that shit wasn't around me because I had a 93 number. I went up in 93.
Okay.
So if that shit was on Rikers Island in 93, it wasn't in C-74.
Okay.
And if it was real quiet. I ain't see that shit.
Right.
I ain't see that shit till I went upstate. And I went up in 93. When I went up north in 93, I saw Bloods. The fuck is this?
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking you that, because it seemed like everybody joined, but it was a lot of y'all that didn't.
When that shit first got popular, man, niggas joined for protection, bro.
Mm.
Niggas was joining that shit for protection. Shit was crazy. And it went like that for years and years and years before certain niggas start getting their sets and claiming shit and taking control of that shit.
Right.
But for a long duration, man, that shit was a bunch of flunky motherfuckers, a bunch of sucker niggas, a bunch of coward niggas who couldn't hold their own, looking for protection. And them niggas was doing dumb shit, and the Bloods was like 0-30 in all they bang outs up north for their first 5 or 6 years, because they had a bunch of coward niggas running around with them doing dumb shit. It took a while before that shit really got rolling the way that shit needed to roll. And in my personal opinion, once that shit started to rolling, you know how that shit go, they fucked that shit up too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Because I had a whole lot of homies. Like, what the fuck you doing, Blood?
Right.
But they was the type of niggas that was able to get in position and straighten a lot of shit out.
Right.
I understood that.
Right.
But they didn't have to do that. They was fine on their own. But they chose to Blood in because they cared. They wanted to change some things, and they wanted to unite them young niggas. But them niggas was crazy when they first started up north, man. Them niggas bugging.
What was the situation like? Was it a lot of oppression from because I want people to know, in New York State prison, New York City prison, the blacks and the Latinos don't rock. Like it is definitely separated.
You going ahead.
No, because again,
shout out to Fat Joe.
because reason why I'm saying that, bro, because on the street, we got Puerto Rican comrades, we got friends, like some of your homies, but when you go in there, it's a little different. And they would be almost renegading against their people if they fuck with the blacks.
Ain't no in between in prison.
Yeah. It's them.
You black or you Latino. It's either or. Ain't no in between.
Right.
It ain't no in between. And I didn't learn that until prison. I didn't experience that shit in the street. I didn't experience that shit on my 3 juvenile bids. And I don't think I experienced it on Rikers Island as an adolescent. It became noticeable as an adolescent when the Spanish boys had their own house in Fort Maine. That's when we started to take notice. Oh shit, them niggas got their own house. All right. But we young, we adolescents, we running around the full building. We're not really getting it. Now when you mature, you go up north in these mountains and these gangs and shit, and you understand, oh shit, that's what that was about. Ain't no in-betweens in that or you motherfucker Latino. And if you a Latino who grew up with blacks, you better make a decision real fast what the fuck you gonna do. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If I know 10 niggas that grew up with blacks, that's Latino. If I know 10 Latins that grew up with blacks all their life, and they went to prison and they had to make that choice, out of them 10, only one of them niggas is standing firm with the blacks.
Right. Yeah, right.
Them other 9 niggas, they chose their people. You better believe that, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is not popular. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. If you Latino and you run around with them black niggas, that shit is not popular and it's not cool. So you really gotta be built a certain way as a Latino to stand your square with like, yo, these is my motherfucking people, these is my brothers. You really got to be built a certain way to do that. Every nigga ain't doing that.
It was a particular time where Brooklyn and the Bronx wasn't getting along.
C-74. Oh,
Yeah.
you talking about the book now. Y'all need to go get that.
This is the
you put me on the
boys.
spot.
This is the boys, right?
The boys.
Rest in peace to Shoe Shine.
Rest in peace, Shoe Shine. Rest in peace, Big Belly Man. Heck. Free Deluxe.
There is crews and factions that starts forming in prison because y'all basically grow up together now. You might have been with this dude for 7 years. You might have been with this dude. You wrote a book called The Boys.
Right.
This is during that time with these guys.
Oh, man.
First of all, where could they get the book at?
You can get either book, World and Wise, the C&B story, as well as The Boys, Rikers Island Legends, C-74. Both books are available at Barnes & Noble stores, as well as Barnes & Noble's online, as well as Amazon.com.
All right, the first pen comment will be both books that you wrote and penned. Remember, I call you like, yo, how the hell you writing a book so fast?
I wrote 2 books in 4 months.
Yeah.
I locked in. Locked in.
World and Wise. First of all, let the people know, World is the famous one because of what he's blamed for, what he's accused of, and Little Kim and all of those things. And Wise was the older brother who was outside before World. But then World kind of caught up a little bit with the outside stuff. And they, they were brothers. Why did you write that book? Because you got a lot of flack for writing a book about World and Wise.
All right. First of all, I wrote the book because I could. Like, can't nobody tell me what to fucking do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those is my brothers, my sandbox niggas. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas is my brothers just as well as anybody else brothers. I want to hear shit. You know what I'm saying? All that C&B shit, that shit was built off my back, my case. So I'm entitled to what the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I wrote the book because I wanted people to understand who the fuck World was. Like, World was a type of motherfucker who would allow people to blame shit on him, and he would just let it go. And he liked that shit. And that shit cost him his life, bro. Since we were children, I would do something. World and them did it. And he wouldn't say I did it. He would act like he did it. Like, he enjoyed his name being stamped on shit. And it got to the point where his name got stamped on shit that he didn't do, bro. His name got stamped on shit that he didn't call that shot. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted the world to understand that about him. Although he did a lot of bullshit, I had to come home and understand. If I wouldn't have wrote this book, I wouldn't have known a lot of shit I know. I thought the streets loved him. They don't. They hate the nigga guts. Still my motherfucking brother. I still love him. I don't care. I'm built like that to tell y'all I don't care. That's my brother. And I wanted to pay respect to him because I might not never see him again, man.
You know he's blamed for Little Kim getting the surgeries too. They say that World, could you, if you know anything about that, they say World broke her nose. And go ahead.
Rumors of him breaking her nose and shit like that. Like, I was out the loop for all that shit.
Right.
Like, I wasn't there. I haven't spoke to none of the crime. He's like, yeah, son, I was standing right there when he punched that bitch in the face. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. If he did some shit like that, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But remember, we all come from a certain area and a certain era. So his way of thinking is old Brooklyn.
Right.
His way of thinking is old Brooklyn. And her motherfucking way of thinking is old Brooklyn too.
Yeah.
We probably don't know about the motherfucking frying pan she bust him in his motherfucking head with. We don't know that though. You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention,
I don't know what was going on with them
Not
two.
to mention, respectfully, she also dated Nut.
Oh.
And they became ops.
Now, the thing with this is, right, shit, she dated wives too.
Yeah, damn. Shout out to Lil'
All
Kim.
right.
That's the sis. You know,
Yeah, that's the homie.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think Wise was messing with her first.
Mm-hmm.
Then Nut started messing with her. I think the only reason why Nut did it because Wise did it.
Mm-hmm.
The world shit, I think that was more of a strategic play on his behalf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he did it because he wanted to mess with the same girl his brother messed with. I don't think he did it because he wanted to mess with the same girl Nut messed with. I think World did it because World sometimes can be too smart for his own good.
Mm.
World thought that out before he got with Little Kim.
And she lived down a block in the co-op, which was St. James Tower. She lived
St. James Tower,
right down the block.
Building on the fourth
Right.
floor.
Mhm,
She was
right.
in the little building on the fourth floor. We used to play Skelly under her window. Yo, Kim.
Yep. And she always was bad. Look, I want the world to know that she always looked good. She ain't never not looked good, ever.
I want to say this one more time.
Uh-huh, go ahead.
World was always too smart for his own good since we were children.
Mm.
He always think he know it all. He always think he gonna get out of a situation. And sometimes he's too smart for his own good. And I think that's what happened to him, bro. He was too smart for his own good. He was far from a dummy, man. Far from a dummy.
So there's a particular time in the history where Wise gets killed. Wise passes away. This destroys your projects. This is when it's over for LG. Because you got two powerful dudes who were not friends. They were friends, but they wasn't friends. They was rival. We talking about Wise and Nut. They're friends. They're brothers. But they got a rivalry, as all projects do. Everybody got a rivalry. But the rivalry went too far when somebody gets harmed now. Now, legend has it.
But Wise wasn't killed because of the rivalry.
See, now this is what I want you to clarify. I want you to clarify all this because
it ain't like the rivalry was on and Nut dropped the hammer. Oh, he gotta go. That's not what the fuck happened. That's not what happened.
So
you understand what I'm
from
saying?
Big Fruit's opinion,
my opinion,
what happened that drove this wedge in between?
Based on the fucking trial testimony, all them niggas that rolled over, they said the nigga Thor testified that he schemed and plot Wise demise because he was tired of being Wise flunky. That was the bottom line. Nut ain't have nothing to do with that.
So
shit,
Nut
bro.
got blamed?
What made it look like Nut had something to do with it is because the shooter was supposed to be Nut family.
Mm.
Nut ain't had no control of that shit. Nut was disappointed that shit went down.
Mm.
And Nut probably died not knowing how that shit really happened.
Mm.
He probably died before he really knew what happened.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, Ivy Davis didn't call for Wise to lose his life, man. And that's a fact.
These are childhood friends, sandbox friends.
I don't care how much rivalry they had, bro. How much they disliked each other. At the end of the day, they couldn't kill each other.
Right. And wouldn't send somebody to do it, you don't think?
They couldn't even do that.
Right.
They couldn't even do that. So Wise got killed in another form and fashion, but it looked like Nut had something to do with it. And that man ain't had nothing to do with that, bro. People need to stop saying that was a rivalry and Nut died and what? No. Nut didn't have nothing to do with Wise losing his life, bro. And the motherfuckers that killed Wise, they killed Nut too because they created a bunch of bullshit and fed the streets and world a bunch of lies.
So at this particular time, according to the trial testimony, again, we all heard it.
It's all in the book, son. I let it go.
Right. So the World and Wise picked that book up. Now the streets is on fire, and we're just hearing dudes is just dropping.
Yo,
everywhere.
Doggie, this is my word.
Go ahead.
Wise died in 99.
Mm-hmm.
I think he died the day before my birthday, too. June 12th or some shit like that, 99. That Wise died in 99. June. About 6 months, 8 months, anywhere from 4 to 6 months later, World gets released.
Mm.
World came home the top of 2000. Doggy. I spoke to him one time. Yo, what's up? This is when I learned he started deaning. He practicing his Muslim faith and shit. Yo, I'm home. I'm going to the mosque. He was going to the mosque, all that shit.
With the bro, TD.
Yeah, I spoke to him one with Turf and all.
Yeah,
Shout
TD.
out to the homie
Yeah.
Turf.
Free my
TD.
brother, TD.
Right, they was going to the mosque. They was going to Juma and all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to him that one time. About a week later, shit started going down.
Mm.
And I'm watching this shit play. I'm like, yo, the streets is on fire. This nigga just came home. Shit just started happening, bro. And I'll never forget, me and my boy Black Knowledge out of East New York. Shout out to Black Knowledge. We sit in the day room watching the news. And they flash nut picture.
Mm.
I said, oh, shit. And it was like the whole day room. I was sitting with my back against the wall. The whole day room did like this. Yo, Fruit. Because they know World just came home. World wasn't home 2 weeks, man.
Mm.
And I think Hamo died, Nut died, and JR.
Mm.
So I'm sitting back saying, they gonna blame this nigga for all this shit. And that's what they did. They sat on that shit. They put all those cases on him. But he didn't call those shots, bro. Niggas was doing shit and making it look like it was coming from him.
Mm.
And once I told you, he liked that shit.
Mm.
Niggas talking about him. He liked that shit, whether he had something to do with it or not. And he let that shit get out of control, bro. He let that shit get out of control. But Nut didn't kill Wise. And them niggas who killed Wise, that blood from LG, Nostrand Avenue, all that shit is on their hands, bro. Them niggas did Wise dirty. They lied, and they got a lot of innocent people killed, man. And it didn't have to be like that.
Childhood friends. Sandbox
Yeah,
dudes.
man.
Childhood
man.
friends.
And then that shit with Hamo. That shit
I
was
wanted
crazy,
to get into
bro.
that. So
let's talk about
Hamo, he used to come down to the hood. He go back with Nut, DFY, Spofford.
That was the
Yeah,
big homie.
Hamo. Mike Tyson, man. When
the
Mike
big homie,
Tyson
man.
fights Lou Savarese, he says I had to bury.
That was the big homie in the style.
Yeah,
Hamo
he
was
said
the big homie in the style.
He said I had to bury my best friend Daryl Baum. I didn't even want to fight. I love you. He was talking about a guy named Hamo. Now, Fruit, you just put me on to something maybe like a month ago. 50 Cent, Many Men.
Mm-hmm.
He's been blaming Hamo for shooting him. And you told me Hamo ain't do that to 50.
Yo, I watched that shit like everybody else. You know, this other, the Pilgrim on YouTube.
Yeah.
He takes interviews and shit. He interviewing another Pilgrim. And the niggas start breaking down the shooting. And he basically like said, nah, these niggas shot him. He know they shot him. So if he know, why did he say that about Hamo?
So he blamed, 50 Cent blamed our Brooklyn Hamo from the Star for doing that. But then he kind of alluded to, and he got laid down after that, like he ain't fucking breathing.
It was a slick boss, son.
Right.
He's a very intelligent dude. He's far from a dummy. You know what I'm saying? I listened to an interview with MOP and Billy Dan said that nigga told him straight up, yo, I do what I gotta do to sell records. Like, he ain't no dummy. You know what I'm saying? He knew, listen, what that man said, I want them to love me like they love Pac, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. And I'm gonna walk y'all through this shit. I want them to love me like they love Pac. Shout out to Tut.
Mm-hmm.
Pac said Tut name on a record.
Mm-hmm.
The streets ran with that shit.
Yeah, gunshots to Tut, yep.
He did the same shit to Hamo. I want y'all to love me like Pac, son.
That nigga played on the fact that that comment would take him where it needed to take him. And it did, bro. Because for 30 years, 20 years, we thought Hamo shot that nigga.
I did too. Yeah, we all did.
Until that police said, nah.
Wow.
And the pilgrim asked him, then why did he think that? Why did he say that? I don't know. And then I just threw it out there. I said, it's a great chant. Because the police said, no. The pilgrim tried to say, yo, he said when the shots went off, he said he thought he saw Hamo.
Mm.
And then I took it a step further and say, I bet some money the day that man got shot, he didn't know Hamo.
Mm.
For him to say, I thought I saw Hamo. I don't believe he knew Hamo.
Mm.
Not to say, yo, I thought that nigga shot me. I don't think he knew him to say that. I believe he said that shit because it sounds slick and Hamo had just died and it was something that the streets was jacked. And they did.
Right. For all these
jacked
years.
that shit for 25 years.
Right.
Brooklyn niggas was beating themselves on their chest because they thought Hamo shot that nigga. Hamo ain't shoot that nigga, man.
And it was Cap.
Cap, son. Hamo ain't deserve that. That man ain't deserve to go in his grave with, because remember, this guy is a big rap artist now.
Right.
He has millions and millions of fans. And you got people who probably want to piss on Hamo's grave for this nigga. And Hamo didn't deserve that.
Let me tell you how deep it went, Fruit.
He didn't deserve that
When
shit.
he bought Mike Tyson mansion, we was like, oh, he getting back at Tyson, everything, because his best friend popped him. So he bought the mansion. It was just like a shitstorm. So
And Hamo ain't never shoot that nigga.
Wow.
Hamo ain't shoot that nigga, man.
Wow.
I thought that was real sad. Like, damn, son, you did that to a dead nigga. Like, he's a real piece of shit, in my opinion.
Right. You changed. I want to tell you
got
that.
to, man.
No,
Time
for me
brings
to
about
you,
change,
I want to
bro.
tell you, you not the young guy that I grew up with that I knew. You changed a lot on violence. Because I want people to know it wasn't always pistol play. Dudes put their hand, like Brooklyn, we took pride in that. We had a nice knuckle game. You had to have some knuckles in Brooklyn.
You better know how to fight, or you
Better
better
know
know
how
how to pick something up and use it.
Word. When did the bid change you? Because the bid didn't always change you. You was bidding in involved in the bid, in jailing, as they would call it. You
I'm
was
gonna be real
jailing.
with you, doggy.
Go ahead.
We all went to jail in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Y2K was a very big thing. We all thought the world would end in the year 2000. Let's be real. Ain't nobody expect to live past 2000. Y2K, the world gonna end. When I woke up and the world was still going on,
Mm-hmm.
I said, damn, I got 8 years left to the parole board.
Mm.
I want to go home.
Mm.
That's when I started to change my bid. I didn't get it right. I wasn't perfect, but that's when I started to make my change. 'Cause this shit going downhill now.
Right.
But I got locked in when I got with my wife. That's when I got locked in.
Dope.
I got with my wife, I was locked in.
But prior to this, you were involved with you with the fights.
All that.
You with the prison chain taking. Nobody can have no shines around you.
All that. Don't sell no weed in this yard, nigga. All that dumb shit.
And you were incarcerated with the best of the best of Brooklyn, New York State.
Yo, doggy, it's funny you said that because I'm penning the third book, which is going to be the autobiography, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I took the time to write a list of names down.
Mm-hmm.
All the legendary New York City motherfuckers I met on my bid. And then I got another list of all these legendary motherfuckers that I have relationships with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie, my nigga.
Where do you
It's a
start it?
movie.
From birth, or do you where's the book?
I'm talking about
from?
on the bid alone. Just the well.
So
I
so
know all
pen
the
in your book
legendary-
where
I
you
know
start.
all- yeah. Oh, my book?
Yeah.
I'm birth.
Okay.
Brookdale Hospital.
Right. You was born in Brooklyn. I was on
Brookdale
Clarkson.
Hospital.
I was
I'm a
Clarkson,
Brownsville
Brooklyn. I was Brooklyn Jewish on Clarkson.
I'm a Brownsville baby. Brookdale Hospital.
So you at this particular point, you already knew dudes in the street. I want the world to know Wise and World and Bush and all these names is already right in your projects.
Right.
Who went on to be infamous guy. And shout out to Bush and the great things that he's doing.
Absolutely.
Yo,
He
that
put
is
hard
beautiful,
work out there.
man.
They
And
was in
that's-
Albany today. Rest in peace, Robert Brooks.
And that's another man who gave a lot of his life to the judicial system and came out and was able to get guys free. So we got to shout out the change and fruit. The point of this interview, although we're taking them down memory lane for some of them that's listening, like, yo, I remember. I want them to know that Big Fruit is not the 17-year-old kid. He's the grown man. You be having your damn dogs. You
Shout out to my dude dog.
you got a job. You work.
Yeah.
You married. You tend to your wife. And you made all of that cool when once upon a time, because of the habitat, you was a complete sociopath.
Yeah. Let them say it, right? Yeah,
From
man.
the
Time
streets
brings
to
about
prison.
change.
For
Time
streets
brings
to
about
prison.
change.
And
Time brings about change.
what was the day where you said,
Time brings about change.
Fruit, what was the day, if you could remember that day where you said, no more of this. I don't even want to be Big Fruit no more. I just want my respect. I'm staying away from everything. I want to go home.
It was after marriage. I think I went on my first trailer with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started saying, man, I just want to go home, sit on my patio, smoke a blunt. And I said that shit for years.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first came home, I paroled to Newburgh for a few years. But when I moved to Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
my wife made sure I sat on that patio
Mm.
and smoked my first blunt.
Mm.
She said, I never forgot you said that. So, like, yeah, man, I just wanted more than those 7 buildings in those 4 corners. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you when you want more, you got to change people, places, and things, and you got to change your way of thinking. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm gonna always be Big Fruit, and I can always revert back to negative behavior because that's all I know.
Remember me
That's the
calling?
easiest thing to do.
Do you remember me calling you sometimes saying, Fruit, this is what happens on the internet, bro?
Right.
I called you because
Right.
I don't know you for being disrespected on the street. I don't know that. But when you hit that internet and you had that powerful LG story with Laz, I started seeing people disrespect you that I'm like, I don't
Yo,
really
it was
know
crazy,
Fruit
but-
for tolerating that.
I remember one day T-Bone Blast, shout out to my boy T-Bone Blast. T-Bone Blast said, yo, did you ever think 30 years later you'll be fighting with these niggas on the internet?
Right.
I was like, hell no, son. He was like, yo, this shit crazy. I couldn't believe the disrespect. It was so, yo, it was comical. It was laughable and it was comical because everybody know better.
I tried to
I'm
warn
saying,
you.
yo.
I was trying to say, Fruit, you kid, this is what the internet bring. It's not, bro.
They don't like
we-
people don't care that nobody believes them. The shit they just write and say, like they don't care if they lying. Like the shit was bugging me out, bro. But what I had to learn in life, and I learned fast, fucking with YouTube and the internet.
Mm-hmm.
In order to be successful, you got to go through the hate.
Mm.
It comes with the territory. Nobody that's successful is not hated upon. And the haters only hate great people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm striving to be great. So I welcome the hate now. I'm not fighting it. I'm not responding to it. I welcome that shit because at the end of the day, I'm going to be great, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's written. It's written.
Wrote 2 books. You got a YouTube
Listen.
channel.
The world went crazy when I got on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told you, this shit wasn't about my case. It wasn't about the crime I committed. It wasn't about the victim. This shit was all about fruit, bruh. My case didn't make the 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock news when it went down.
Mm-hmm.
My case didn't make the newspapers when it happened. Why the fuck was my case so important to the world 30 years later on the internet? Because the world wanted to see and understand who I was. That's all it was.
For the young guys out there right now that's drilling, spinning the block in the projects right now.
I don't know what to tell them. I'm out the loop.
No, I'm just saying, I want you to explain what prison life is like, because we hear the great stories. We hear, I took food, I had a store, I had an outfit.
Man, listen. I remember nights in the box, niggas sucking on mustard packs. You know what that's like?
Explain to them what the box is.
Do you know what that's like to be in SHU in your drawers? No socks, no t-shirt, 100 degrees in the summertime, no food, sucking on a mustard pack because you hungry. See, that's the shit they don't tell you.
Right, yeah, I want to go there.
That's the shit they don't tell you.
I want to go there.
Saving sugar packs, eating sugar like it's candy because you hungry. Yeah, let's talk about that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing slick about that jail shit, son.
Because we only hear we only hear the
nights.
glory stories.
Yeah, you hear the glory. Nah, fuck that.
What is the winter like in jail?
It depends on what jail you in. Are the windows broke? Are you on the flats? Did your family send you a blanket? Like, come on, nigga. You sleeping in your state clothes because it's cold. You ain't got no long john. Can't go to the yard because you ain't got no long john. It's cold outside. Yeah, that shit ain't all glory, man. Niggas be fronting.
When your cousin passes away in the street, unfortunately, you don't get to go to that funeral.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
What is that like for people who loved ones, they never gonna see them again because they was incarcerated when they passed away?
My mom and my grandma's passed away in prison. I went to both funerals.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to my grandma's deathbed because I told them she wasn't going to die, but I did go to the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never been in a situation where I couldn't go.
But you seen people who couldn't go.
Fuck seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Green Haven
Mm-hmm.
when they denied that boy to go to that funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was his mom. And he came to that yard with that knife and put that work in on the superintendent, the officials that run the prison. Like, he wigged out. So you ain't ready to go there for your people? Keep your ass home because you might not be able to go to a funeral. And when they told that man he couldn't go see his mama, that's how he responded. But don't laugh at that shit because you better believe they damn near killed him.
Right.
They damn near killed him after he did that.
How many people did you see and how close were you to losing your sanity?
Nah, I don't think I was ever in a situation where I felt like I was going to lose my sanity because, like I said, once it came to the realization that I'm going to get out,
right?
I knew my youth played a part. I knew I wasn't going to be broke down and old when I got out of prison.
Right.
So I always kept my sanity, and I always secured myself around people that were sane.
Right.
I didn't fuck with niggas on meds and shit like that. So I didn't never worry about losing my sanity. But I did lock next to a couple of people that were gone. Like, I've been to the box a few times. And every time, in the few times I've been to the box, I've had a couple of neighbors that were done. Shot. Like, ain't no coming back. So,
because I've seen you say, this dude was a bug out. They was a bug out.
Yo, this is my word. It was some kids out of the Bronx. I don't know if you probably remember it better than me. They had a famous case. I think they killed somebody on the train in 92 or 93.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up being on Rikers Island with me in 93 in the CMC building, because I was CMC handcuff order. They were CMC for their case. This is 93. I got to know him, one of them, cool. I saw him 7 years later, 2001, in Auburn. He was a zombie.
Mm.
He walked past me in the yard. I said, oh, shit. I had to run down on him. And when I ran down on him and I tapped him on the shoulder, when he turned around, I looked in his eyes, he was gone.
Lifeless. No soul.
I was like, yo, my bad.
Yeah.
I said, oh, shit, he gone. No, but no coming back. Meds, medication. Niggas can't deal with that time. Because there's going to be a lot of lonely nights in themselves, bro, if you planning on going. It's a lot of lonely nights in that cell, son.
What could we do as the elder statesmen? Because this right here is a cautionary tale, right? Because we could glorify, yeah, you was big fruit, but you also shed some tears up in there too.
All the time, said, yo, Doggie, first and foremost, I never beat on my chest about my case.
Right.
I was never proud of what the fuck I was in prison for. I always had to deal with that, bro. I always had to deal with the fact that, yo, I took my little cousin mother. I took my cousin girl from him. I always had to deal with that shit, bro. Like, always. You know what I'm saying? And then over the bed, I had to reach out to people. I had to make amends. And everything was good, bro. They changed the narrative on
when
YouTube.
You got home.
That's why I couldn't believe this shit. I was like, oh, shit, they bugging. I ain't come home to no smoke.
Right.
It was YouTube and the internet. And the internet is a very nasty place. And I say that to say this, right? I got a lot of people out there who want to support fruit. They don't like the internet. The internet is a nasty place. I learned that. And it's too late. I made my bed. I got to lay in it now. You know what I'm saying?
You got a slogan. Loyal to a fault.
Loyal to a fault.
Could you explain what that means? Or you actually put it up somewhere?
Yeah, it's my banner.
Yeah,
my banner says loyal to a fault.
Explain to people what loyal to a fault, because see, what I want to let people know, we come from disloyalty is a penalty.
Phew.
It's a really, really bad penalty.
I don't even think that should exist no
more. It don't. I talked to them about that last night. I said everything we grew up with don't exist no more. Shame don't exist. We grew up where, yo, I'm not running on my man. I'm not telling on my man. I ain't snaking my man for no female. I'm not going in his crib stealing. None of that. He got punched in his mouth. I got punched 3 times. I didn't leave him when you know, it was just, and then some of the stuff now, dudes run on their man, tell on their man. We don't come from that. So now
loyal
it's
to a fault.
Loyal to a fault. What does loyal to a fault mean?
I'm gonna break it down in simplest terms for you. You my man, right? You got a situation. Whether you right or wrong, we're gonna deal with that. And we will deal with you whether you was right or wrong after.
Right.
Because you got people that'll say, you my man, but you wrong, son.
In front of everybody.
I don't give a fuck if you wrong.
In front of everybody.
I don't give a fuck if you wrong.
Right.
We're gonna handle that. And when we get behind closed doors, I'm gonna curse you out for me getting involved in this bullshit.
Right.
But I'm loyal to a fault. My man said we ride, and that's that. I'm loyal to a fault. And you gotta recognize when the motherfucker give it up like that for you. Because you can't give it like that for everybody, bro. And I have a tendency of giving it up like that for everybody.
Right.
I can't do that for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they don't deserve that loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
But you did it for a long time.
I did it for a long time, son. I was loyal to a fault for a long time, bro. When I say a long time, I mean a long time.
And you was told as a kid, everybody ain't your friend. You were told that.
Yeah, everybody ain't your friend, but I ain't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I never liked bullies. I was never a bully. I'm the type of nigga that'll fight my man battles. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of nigga that's gonna go back and help you, don't leave you. Like, I'm that nigga. That's just what it is. And everybody growing up until this day know they was always in good They was always in good company when they was attached to Big Fruit.
You know what shocked
Niggas
me?
ain't always in good company.
You know what shocked me? When your name was being drugged through the mud, I thought more people would have been like, "Nah, that's Fruit." Like I didn't see that.
You know what I said with myself, son? I said, "Oh shit." A lot of people really felt some way because it was a female. And it was Fruit. Because I ain't gonna put niggas on blast because shit is in the past. I got a lot of homies. We all went through the 4 billion at the same time. We all had female victims. All of us. Them niggas ain't being dragged.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's because of who they are. It was Fruit. It was popular thing to do. This nigga all on YouTube. I had the city in the frenzy fucking with Laz.
Right.
It was the hot thing to do.
Right.
It was the hot thing to do.
If
It was the hot thing to do, son. Then they rolled the World and Wise, the LG shit. It was the hot thing to do, bro.
You have 2 books out.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them the name of the book again.
We got World and Wise, the C&B story.
You have it? You have a physical right there in front of you?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
got the hard copy.
You gotta send me I'm gonna send you my joint so I could get my copies too.
You got to send me an Addy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Send me an Addy.
Mm-hmm.
I got the hard copy, World and Wise, and then I got the paperback of The Boys. And I did a great job on both of them. The pictures is great. You know what I'm saying? The Rikers Island shit is on point. Mo Dog called me the other day and said, "Yo, this is very, very interesting."
Yeah.
Yeah, Dog said it's very interesting.
You
You know what I'm
have
saying? Shout out to the Red Hook 3. You know, I bigged up Shamel and the boys. They caught that.
I remember when that happened too. It was the
kid. Yeah,
principal, right?
They in the book. They
The
in
principal?
The book. Trying to show love to everybody, man.
Yeah.
Loyal to a
I
fault.
remember when that happened. I remember
You know
because
what, yo, check this out, Doggy. I got dudes who saying, "Yo, I want some money because you put my name in the book." I kid you not.
but that's your story though.
But this is the warped way of thinking.
Right.
The book has to sell to make some money to give you.
Right.
I don't have no money to give you.
Right.
You're supposed to appreciate I paid homage and put you in the book.
Right.
They don't appreciate that shit no more. This shit, this internet shit and this YouTube shit, it exposed a lot of people, man, for who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't mad at niggas, because I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I can only be mad at myself for allowing you to get up on me. And I ain't doing that no more with these niggas, man. These niggas is phony.
Barnes and Nobles, also Amazon.
Barnes and Nobles.
You're on
Barnes and
YouTube
Nobles.
as well. Give them your channel.
Oh, you can check me out on my YouTube channel, The Real Big Fruit Podcast, the voice of the streets. Y'all know how I give it up. I pop out every now and then because YouTube is not a major vehicle of mine. But I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's my therapy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm on YouTube. This shit is therapy for me now.
And you had to go to actual therapy.
Yeah.
Me-
and I'm
me
going to
and
have
you-
to go to therapy
me and you
again
spoke about that.
after writing this book.
Right.
When
right.
listen, bro, I done had my talks with my wife, my father. After I write the autobiography, bro, I got to check in. I'm gonna need therapy. Cause I'm about to give y'all all my childhood trauma, son. I'm gonna give y'all from Brookdale fucking hospital to the day I sat here and did this interview with Doggie Diamonds.
Let me ask you something, Fruit. If you care to tell the story, why did you live with your grandmother and not your parents?
That's the book start off right there.
Okay.
I was born in Brookdale Hospital with my mom and dad, you know what I'm saying, 74. And my mom and dad, they Brownsville veterans. You know what I'm saying? They was outside, which means they had Fruit Quan outside. And that's no go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I got dropped off in LG one time too many. My grandmom said, if you bring them back, you're not getting them back. They brung me back, and that was a wrap. She
Right.
took over.
And this is your
Just that simple.
This is your father's mother or your
My
mother's
mother's mother.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother and my mother and my father were ripping and running the streets, getting high, doing what the fuck they doing, leaving me in the park on Fulton and Clarkson.
Wow. Oh, so
Yeah, listen, man, I'm old Brooklyn, son.
so
We old Brooklyn.
respectfully, they fucked with the boy.
Yeah, my mom's and pops.
When you say
getting
Fulton and
high,
Clarkson, that's the boy.
That's right. My mom's and pops and Fulton and Clarkson getting high.
Yeah.
My uncle coming through. Yo, what the fuck is my nephew doing out here?
Right.
Snatch me up, bring me to LG. You know what I'm saying? My grandma said, yo, if he bring this boy here one more time, that's a wrap.
So for the
Bring me to LG.
for
That
the
was it.
audience that don't know, boy is heroin.
Yeah,
Boy,
it's all
heroin.
in the book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My moms and my pops was out there heavy in the 70s. You know what I'm saying?
And Fulton and Clarkson is one of the
Yeah.
most famous spots. Fulton and Clarkson, Fulton and Franklin. I'm from Waverly and Fulton, and I grew up across the street from the Methadone Center. That's where the Methadone Center was at, on my block, right across the street from my building. And it took our hood by storm, but it was prior to us being born. It was because remember,
I was born into that shit, son.
the
Like,
fiends got to get high 5 in the
my
morning.
moms and pops lived in that park, bro.
Wow.
Like, and then you walk straight up Clarkson Ave is LG.
Right.
So my uncle would come through and see
Right.
me and be like, yo, why the fuck they keep leaving him in here?
Right.
I'm always with a friend. Nah, give me my nephew. He take me to LG, take me to my grandmother. That's a wrap. Then I
Right.
get him back.
And
And then I grew up in LG, but I was born in Brownsville.
Right.
I'm a Brownsville baby.
And the reason why I wanted to say that to them, Fruit, because a lot of dudes, a lot of young guys, a lot of young ladies want to talk about how their parents were custody, drug addicts and all that. Yo, that's a lot of our story. Like my audience, y'all
Listen, my
know
nigga,
we was doomed. People ask me about depression. I say, I was born depressed. I was already.
my dad is worried about me writing my book.
Mm,
Because now my childhood trauma gets to come out. He gotta read that shit.
right,
I'm not fucked up like this just because I'm fucked up.
right.
It started somewhere. It started with you, my man.
Right.
We gonna address that.
Right.
Shit gonna get real. Because I'm not gonna just come at dudes from a hood aspect. I'm not just gonna do that. I'm gonna come at dudes from a clinical aspect because mental health is real.
Right.
I've been in prison. I've been incarcerated more than half my life.
Right.
3 juvenile bids and a state bid. There's no way in the world you could tell me I am right and exact, bro.
That you normal. Yeah.
I'm not normal, bro.
Right.
I would love to be.
Right.
I'm striving to be better every day.
You remember that conversation?
too
I
much
think we had it
trauma.
we had it in the summertime. I say, yo, Fruit, therapy. We used to talk about therapy. We were saying, yo,
Absolutely.
therapy is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
I gotta go to therapy because we normalized abnormal shit.
I'm not a champion of therapy,
Right.
but I know I'm about to step my foot in some shit,
Right.
and it comes with it.
Right.
You know, black people don't like no motherfucking therapy.
Yeah, but that's the but see, that's the
I know
narrative
I'm about
I've been
to step in some shit.
but that's the narrative I've
I
been
gotta
trying to
deal with it.
change with my platform because I do it, I did it. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the results that it yield
Did you
from
fight
you.
with it first?
Yeah, I didn't want to believe nothing was wrong with me because I just get me some yak, I'm good. I get a chick, I get some yak, I'm good. Or I go outside and punch somebody in their nose. I feel better now. That became a problem because you can't be drunk all the time.
Nope.
It can't always be with a shorty because you drunk all the time. And if you hit
And you gonna
somebody,
fuck around and go to jail,
and you
for
gonna go to
assault.
jail.
or a nigga gonna kill you for putting your hands on him.
So now you gotta deal with you. And that's when you gotta deal with you. It's lonely. And I remember looking on the back of my hip card. I had hip at the time. I said, yo, I need to talk to somebody. He said, you wanna hurt yourself? I said, nah. They said, you wanna hurt somebody else? I said, all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I need to talk to somebody. And they said, yo, come to say, because remember, Fruit, how we got out our aggression was just going to hurt somebody. Let's go outside and
Or doing something stupid.
let's just do
or
something
hurting
dumb.
yourself. You hurt yourself too.
Right.
Not knowing you're hurting yourself.
we throwing glass bottles at people. Like I don't think they
Jumping off
understood
rules
jumping off
and
the rules, backflipping
moving cars and
on
shit.
pissy, stealing cars, backflipping on pissy
Riding
mattresses,
the back of the bus.
jumping the turnstile, running across the third rail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Always put our hands
That's
on.
abnormal that's abnormal behavior
that we made
in
normal.
an abnormal environment, but yet it was our norm.
Right.
That's why therapy is important, Paul. We got a lot of trauma we got to deal with. And I know I'm about to step my foot in some shit right in this third book, and I'm prepared to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
So
it is what it is.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure that your books is pinned and is the first comment on this video.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we gotta bring you back often after the other book is done. I want you to
take
be
my time with
yeah,
that one. That
yeah.
one gonna be nice.
But I just wanted people to get to know you. Shout out to Lake too. Lake hit me one day.
Lake been hit me up on the gram, lady. Shout out to Lakey the Kid.
Lakey the
That's
Kid hit me
the
one day. It
Forward
was
movement.
Lakey the Kid one day hit me and said, "Yo, you know Fruit? Do I know Fruit? Shit, do a bear shit in the woods?" He said, "Yo, holla at Fruit." I said, "Give him my number." You called me. I'm like,
he did.
I'm like,
He
yo,
kept saying,
Fruit.
Fruit, you know Doggie Diamonds? I was like, yeah. He said, you gotta, cause I didn't know nothing about YouTube.
Right.
None of this. I wasn't planning on writing none of this shit.
Right.
Lakey popped up on me when I first came home.
Right. And when he
Yo,
hit
listen, man, you gotta write a book.
right.
Man, I ain't writing no motherfucking book. I need a job.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I just came from the kid.
Right.
He like, nah, I'm telling you, you gotta write a book. You got connections, Doggie Diamonds. It was just too much. I was like, man, I don't even know what the fuck YouTube is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So when I spoke to you, I was happy because I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try to navigate you. This shit is a little rough because they're gonna be talking to you in a way that I know you're not used to. You're gonna read comments.
You ain't never lied.
Yeah, you're gonna read comments. You're going, yo, it's going to be crazy, bro.
That shit retarded.
Yeah,
son.
and it's been a
But I
ride.
had to, you know what? I say, fuck it. It is what it is. I got a hot seat for niggas who need it.
Right.
Get spanked.
Yeah.
I got a hot seat for these niggas. I'm not ducking no smoke. These niggas gonna leave me the fuck alone, doggy.
And what I like too, from the first time you got on YouTube till this present day, you invested. I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta step your camera up. You done bought microphones. You done built you a little set. So you took it serious. No, you took it serious.
Thank you.
Cause remember, everybody just on the phone. Nah, you took it serious. You took it serious, and you still loyal to a fault.
I always
you know, we happy Tut is home. You know what I'm saying? That's one
No
of our
question.
Brooklyn legends. TD will touch soon. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed, free TD. And TD got an article in the new Kite magazine. Make sure y'all go out there and check that.
Right.
Man.
Free Snipe. That's the bro
Know what I'm
too.
saying?
You know
Word
what I'm
to
saying? And one thing I will say about us in Brooklyn, yo, we stick together. They don't know how much we stick together.
Yeah.
We gonna
son.
argue and fight how we fight, but we ain't letting no out of towner or nobody from another borough disrespect nobody from our borough. We don't play that.
Let me just say this before we go, right?
Go ahead.
The internet is buzzing with this Cam and Jim Jones shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all niggas sitting back laughing and all that shit, son.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, them niggas is comrades,
Right.
them niggas is brothers, son.
Said that last night.
Y'all should not want to see that.
Right. I said that last night.
Y'all should not want to see that.
I said it hit home for me.
I don't
Yep.
care what
Yep.
happened between the two of them, man. Ain't neither one of them niggas in the hospital. Ain't neither one of them niggas in their grave. And ain't neither one of them niggas in jail. Whatever the fuck happened, they can work that through. Stop cheering that shit on.
Yo,
bro.
ask them. I told them that
I don't
last
wanna
night. I
see
said
that
it's
shit.
y'all
And
in
I'm
the
not
comments.
a Harlem nigga.
Right.
I'm not a fan, Paul. So I'm not a huge fan of neither one of their musics.
Right.
But I like both of them as men. And I really like what Cam doing, you know what I'm saying? Because he's doing what I do. He's my
Right.
inspiration. I like what he's doing. I respect it. I call a spade. And I want to see him win. So I'm speaking on that. I want to see him win. That shit they going through, that shit ain't cool, bro.
I told people in the
I
comments.
could never
Yeah.
sit up here, ever sit up here and do that shit to somebody I call my brother.
Mm.
Nah.
Right.
Nah.
So yo, we got the World and Wise story.
Yeah.
We got The Boys.
The Boys.
2 books written
2 books.
by
Let
this.
me see, before you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
glad,
on
'cause
you.
You
It's
here,
on
you
you.
here.
Uh-huh.
March 8th,
Okay.
2025. We will have the Biggie tribute
Yes.
here in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Okay.
featuring Chips, 50-50 Movement, Bake Man Global, Bill Yawns, Man from MOP is bringing some special guests with him as well.
Oh, that's all the bros. We took
It's going
billions,
down.
billions.
So if you if you a flight away, pull up. You know what I'm saying?
So we
'Cause
talking
get
about
it
chips.
popping.
Let me tell y'all something.
They
Chips,
coming down here for your boy.
Chips is one of the dopest rappers in New York City, especially
I know.
Brooklyn. So we got Chips, we got Billions, Baked Man
Yeah.
Global. That's all
Yeah.
my bros right there. Shout out to
Yeah.
all of them.
We
Monster,
gonna shut it down for Biggie.
yeah, Monster. That's Billions. You know what I'm saying?
Doing
And
best style, big things
yeah,
for best
bad-
style.
bad
We're gonna do
style.
it big for Biggie on March 8th. And on March 9th at 12 p.m. when that clock hit 12, that microphone will be in the hands of Chips.
right, and you gotta and tell them you got a lounge down there as well.
Yeah, that's what we doing at the lounge.
No, I
After
want
nine,
because what I want to do, I want to let them know you went from
this to that.
the troubled youth, troubled toddler youth, prison, coming home, writing books, and owning establishments.
Couldn't do none of that without my wife, kid. My wife is
But
my
this is
rock,
what I'm
son.
saying, and I wanted to qualify that because if Fruit could do it, first of all, I'm just being real with y'all. The way Fruit was when he said jail saved his life, that's just the truth because the streets might have took Fruit.
Absolutely.
The
son.
way
Like,
he
it
was
took so
going,
many of my
and you
friends.
also and you got stabbed. You almost did lose your life though.
And I'm still suffering from that
Yeah,
shit.
you got
today,
stabbed
man.
really bad.
Yeah, that 007 almost took me out. Son.
Right, stabbed really bad.
When people say, "Yo, I'd rather get shot than stabbed."
No, you don't.
Now I know. Now I
Oh,
know why they say
no.
that.
I got stabbed. No, it ain't
I'd rather
because
get shot than
reason
stabbed. Now I understand why people say that shit.
reason why because when it go in, when he come out, the stab, it's when they withdraw that knife, rip you
Doggy.
up bad.
That nigga hit me so fast. I saw the knife after he stabbed me. I never seen him pull it out. I never felt him hit me. I saw it in his hand after I was hit. Yeah.
Yeah,
007 to the gut.
right. And you suffer from
Now I have what a cut intestine. They had to cut my intestines. You know what I'm saying? And I have a bowel obstruction. Never knew none of this shit. Running the streets, running wild, being a kid. Grandmoms don't know. She not educated. She not knowing what's going on. I'm in prison in the jail cell years and years later. Come to find out my body ain't right.
how
Nigga,
old
damn
was
near
you
killed me.
how old was you when you got stabbed?
I got stabbed. I was 17.
17. So you spent all your life in prison.
No. Yeah, I was 17. I got stabbed. No, I'm lying. I was 16. I turned 16 in June. I got stabbed in November. I was 16 when he stabbed me.
So you spent your all these years in prison,
Not trying to get stabbed.
not trying to get stabbed. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
You before me, bro.
Right. But not knowing that your body ain't even healed right. You not even right.
Nah. I learned on the football field. I got hurt real bad on the football field. And I was having problems with my stomach. And I couldn't tell him I got hit on the football field because now I can't play no more.
Right.
So I just was complaining about stomach problem. And they giving me all these bullshit medications and shit. And it was making it worse. Then I just started complaining. So I went to outside hospital, take some tests. They was like, yo, they cut your intestines. Like, they educated me as a grown man where my grandmother and I should have been educated when I was a youth. You know what I'm saying? But it was too late. The
What
damage
hospital
is
was
done.
this?
I got downtown Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Hospital?
Yeah.
They
And this
wasn't
is the thing,
qualified
though.
to do that.
But this is the thing, doggy. I got stabbed. I had the first surgery. They booked me in a hospital. So when the hospital discharged me, they sent me through the system. Staples in my stomach.
Wow.
I hit the Allen. I bailed out. And when I got home, my stomach blew up like a balloon. So they had to take the staples out and do a second surgery because of an infection.
In Brooklyn Hospital though?
Yeah, but I think I caught the infection in the bull.
Yeah, you going through the system. Yeah.
But I'm supposed to be sitting on some money behind that.
Yeah, I would.
Me and my grandmas ain't know no better.
Right.
Instead of me getting some money for what happened to me,
Yeah,
I'm suffering to this day
right.
for what happened to me.
Yeah, because if you had to say Kings County or something, I'd have been like, all right, maybe. But
They say
Brooklyn,
Kings County the best for the gunshot, right?
yeah, that's the best trauma unit. Yeah, in
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
I got stabbed. Yo,
Yeah,
the nigga
but-
did it crazy, son. I was laying on the table, fully awake, with a big hole in my stomach. The nigga ain't numb me up or nothing. He threw some gloves on. He
Word?
he stuck his fucking finger right in the hole. I was like, ah. He said, yo, he's bleeding. Surgery. Word. They ain't numb me up or nothing. Nigga just put the gloves on and stuck his hand right in the hole. He said, yo, he got internal bleeding. Surgery.
Damn.
Word.
So the young men and young women, you outside? Yeah, y'all love to say, yeah, we out here. Some of these things can and will happen to you.
Take your life.
Everybody don't have
Second chance.
a second chance or an ending to be able to tell their story. Many of our friends, comrades, and brothers can't even tell their story.
He said an ending. I never looked at it like that. They don't have an ending.
They don't have an ending to tell their story. Somebody else has to tell their story. When somebody else tell your story, they tell it favorable to them. So you want to be able to tell your story from the good side of learning your lesson and changing your mentality, your surroundings, your environment, your mind state. None of the stuff I ever talked to y'all know I never tell y'all about me and what I what I've done in the streets, because you know a lot of dudes think it's cute. I don't think it's cute. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go to counseling. You know, I've been to counseling, and y'all know how I am with this mental health thing, but it's from childhood trauma that he's still wounded mentally
Absolutely, bro.
and physically, still wounded 25 years later, 30 years later, still wounded. It don't never heal. Do you get up early in the morning?
Absolutely. Like
From
my
jail,
grandma-
right?
No, my grandma, actually, it's for my grandmother's upbringing.
Okay.
Listen, man, you said the 88 precinct is across the street from my building.
Right.
My public school's 4th Street. I used to get up 6 o'clock in the morning and be across the street in that playground at 7 o'clock.
Damn.
School don't start till 9.
Yeah.
My grandmother instilled, I could wake up 7 days a week at 6 o'clock in the morning and call everybody in my family. Everybody's up.
Wow.
My grandmother raised all her grandchildren like that.
Right.
Word.
So this is the infamous Fruit Quan from LG.
Yes, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Yo, man.
Thank
Now
you
we
for
gotta
telling me.
do this a few more times. I want you to come back when you write the book. Anything
I
you
feel
got
like a
on your
straight
chest.
Idiot.
Look,
You know that, right, doggy?
what happened?
I feel like a straight idiot.
Why?
I fucked up 2 interviews because I didn't know all I had to do was plug my headphones into my mic.
Yeah.
I fucked up Pablo interview and BK Cashmere. They on the other side going, yo, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
All I had to do
Shout out to Cashmere. That's my dude. too.
Yeah, I had him in the building last night.
yeah.
I got to get it right. All I had to do was plug this damn shit in, man.
And
Thank you.
I don't know his setup or none of that, but I say, bro, you need an out. Like, yeah, you're like, you know,
Word.
I
That's
just
all I had to do.
I'm a tech guy, but you in the building, the microphone looking, you know, beautiful, you sounding
Thank
good.
you. Thank
And
you,
again,
thank you.
Fruit, I always want to tell you, if nobody told you, I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
I'm
I
proud of
appreciate
you.
it, man.
I'm proud of you.
appreciate it,
I've
man.
been proud of you. I
Thank you,
call you
brother.
to check on you every now and again. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I know
and-
you're a very busy man, so I
Yeah,
try
yeah,
not
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
on your line a lot. But,
Nah, but
if I need you, I'm coming.
Yeah. No, and I reach
Word,
out to you,
son.
and I try to navigate you through this space because it's very difficult for guys like us sometimes to be disrespected publicly, and nobody face ain't turned blue from you choking them. You know, for real.
Right,
Sometimes I gotta say, yo, it's the internet. But I just never had nobody Frank stand me. I never had nobody call me in my face the names that I got called before.
Right.
But I've been doing it so long for guys like you who's, you know, coming in the
crazy.
coach. I'm like, yo, Fruit, that's what they do, man. Just
Yo,
block 'em.
between if I didn't have you and Mano, Mano used to call and just be like, yo, you all right?
Yeah.
I'd be
Just,
like, yeah.
just
He'd go-
block them.
He'd be like, yo, you ain't know, man. Just
Word.
chalk it up like you ain't know
Yeah.
and move on. Like, yo, man, this shit crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna talk
If I
to you.
didn't have you, see, Laz is different. Laz like, I don't pay that shit no mind.
Yeah, nah.
But you and Mater, y'all was walking me through some shit.
Yes.
Laz don't pay that shit no mind.
So could we give our RIPs to our fallen comrades?
Absolutely.
I would like to say, rest in peace to Peter Rab.
Peter Rusto.
Mouthful of gold teeth. Lorenzo Jenkins. With Sarah J.
Word.
We got so many of them. Take over, Fruit. Wise.
Rest in peace, Wise. Rest in peace, Nut. Rest in peace, Big Kool-Aid out of LG. I don't even feel right proceeding without saying rest in peace to Lakeisha Shondell May.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? That was the homie. You know what I'm saying? Shit happened where we come from and we was living in the streets doing the things we do. So I'm gonna never stop saying rest in peace to Lakeisha Shondell May. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Peter Rusto, Kool-Aid, Stack of Dollar, Wise,
Wayno.
Little Wizzo, oh my God, Little Wizzo, Little Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? C. Asiatic, Smitty Love. The list goes on, bro.
There was two
You know,
Waynos,
so
right?
many. You had Big Head Wayne off for Grand Avenue.
Right.
You had Little Wizzo in the
Right.
projects. Rest in peace, Ron K off for Grand Avenue.
Nut.
You know what I'm saying? Tito, a.k.a. Big Nut. You know what I'm saying? Then we off for Grand Avenue. We also had Big Wayno, who passed away in 89. You know what I'm saying? He was a good dude. Big Wayno. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on.
Right.
Rest in peace to Cruising. LG Rock On.
Yeah.
You know what
Mr.
I'm
C.
Oh, hold on, man.
Yeah.
DJ Mr. C, man. Calvin, man. We gotta say rest in peace to Calvin, man. I know things wasn't right with him when he passed away about his way of life.
Right.
But at the end of the day, bro, Mr. C repped Brooklyn like no other.
You know that's where Biggie got it from, right?
And Mr. C repped LG.
That's where Biggie
put us
got
on the map.
repping Brooklyn from, was from Mr.
Mr.
C.
C.
He
Mr.
said,
C
yo,
repped Brooklyn like
he
no
said,
other,
no,
man.
he told Big verbatim, I'm right there. If you rep Brooklyn correctly, you gonna win. He was telling Kane that. Kane used to rep BK,
Right,
but Biggie overdid it on purpose.
right.
So everything, Brooklyn, we did it. Where Brooklyn at?
That was Mr. C.
That was Mr. C's brainchild.
Okay.
That was
Calvin.
Mr. C's brainchild. Kane did it. Remember, Kane rep BK.
Yeah.
But Big over.
But then Kane got on some shit, man.
Yeah. He moved to Jamaica Estates in
He
Queens.
got on
yeah.
some sexual chocolate shit. And he forgot he's from Brooklyn, man. What the fuck?
Shout out to the Comrade Butter.
Shout out to Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, shout out
man.
to the Comrade Butter too, bro. I miss you. I ain't speak to you in a long time.
Yeah, Sunday was his birthday. Brother
Yes.
getting old because I know I'm 50. That mean he about 60.
Word. Shout out to Butter. Shout
That's
out to
my
Portal.
boy, man.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Sleep.
Shout out to Portal.
Sleep was in Sarah
Yeah.
J with us too.
Yeah, sleep out here doing what he do, man.
Right,
Sleep is
right.
my guy. I hear from him every now and then, man. Sleep is all right. I pray to God, man. God gave Sleep a second chance. You know, they had Sleep bent up.
I didn't
Sleep had
know all
natural-
y'all was
Yeah,
locked.
Sleep had natural life.
Damn.
One of those bills Trump signed when he was the president the first time
Uh-huh.
got Sleep out of prison. Sleep had natural life in the feds on a drug beef.
Right. And shout out to Bush for doing what you doing, man. That's so damn commendable.
Yeah.
Because Bush from the original cloth, and he changed his life too. You know.
Yeah, man. It's good to see him doing what he's doing, man, because a lot of brothers need that help, man.
And what I don't like, and I want to say this, I gotta say this, I don't like when y'all see these guys who come from where they come from. Y'all sucker dudes, stop trying to always discredit somebody based on what you say they did do or they didn't do. It don't even matter right now. It matter what dudes is doing now. Dudes is grown men. Like, stop saying, yo, he wasn't really this or he really. That
But
don't
you know what,
matter.
Doggie? This is the shit that killed me. The dudes that's having that conversation are no one.
Right,
You don't even matter.
right,
No one knows you.
right,
But you have a voice about another motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yo, it's
yeah.
crazy, bro.
right, right.
It's crazy. I don't get that shit no more energy. I'm like Laz. Like, I don't
Yeah.
get that shit no energy. Because the people you be having these fake ass arguments with in your mind, they be nobody.
Right, right, right.
Nobody.
And LG, listen, you went to the LG tournament, you done seen it all at the LG tournament. I was there plenty of times. Was you home when the Fort Greene kids came through?
When Booger came through, I was locked up because that's on the videotape when Booger and them came through.
Yeah.
I was locked down because that's on the videotape. Matter of fact, Booger played against Nut.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Booger played against Nut. I think that was 93 summer they filmed that. Either 92 or 93 summer.
Yo, how the fuck all y'all know how to play basketball? Well,
Because like I told you, so we grew up in the 80s.
not Rab, though. Rab couldn't play.
Yeah, everybody. We all played ball.
Peter
bro.
Rab couldn't really play, bro.
Yes, he could. We all played
You
basketball.
don't remember he missed? Oh, every time he missed. But yeah, you remember that, right? Oh, yeah.
Yo, you stupid, bro. Yo, you remember that shit? Acting like he got fouled.
Yeah. Every
Ain't
time.
nobody
Oh,
nowhere near
because the whole crowd used to say, because we knew that's what he was gonna say. But go ahead.
And then he'll fall like somebody. Ain't nobody near you, nigga. How you fall? Yeah. But we grew up on some. We grew up big college and NBA fans in my projects. When Pearl went to Syracuse and Mark Jackson at St. John's, Pat at Georgetown,
Right.
the Big East tournament. That's what started this for us in LG.
Right. And that was
what started.
big summertime. And reason why I say that was big, his baby moms is actually in the chat. I used to see Killer Payne. He was from down my way in LG.
Payne, but Payne ain't play no ball when I was.
No, he didn't know. He was one of
come
the.
through
What I'm
trucks.
saying, that's what I'm saying. He was one of the OGs out there with y'all OGs.
Yeah, Payne was coming through heavy.
Because remember, that's where they used to get their side money because they had the teams.
But you know who I used to play with from up there?
Who that?
Cookie and Faso.
Oh yeah, that's my oh shit.
They was
yeah.
on my team. They was on the
Word,
Lakers
word,
with me.
yeah. Wow,
Cookie and
yeah.
Faso.
'Cause I just they on the gram. You don't got them on the gram?
Nah.
I'm gonna lock you in with
Those
Cook.
was my guys. I was a kid. Cookie and Faso,
Yeah,
man.
That's my OGs right there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. You speak to them, man. Tell them.
I'm
I still remember.
gonna lock you in on the gram. I'm gonna
Those
tag
was my
y'all.
guys, man.
I'ma-
Cookie and Faso, the brothers.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag. They fought every day too. You know what I'm saying? But
man,
that's
those was my guys from up your way.
Cook running around with Kiss right now. He be holding Kiss down. Jada Kiss. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to make sure you lined in with them. Yeah, that's my side. You know what I'm saying? But we was all Brooklyn. We was all locked in. You know what I'm saying? And his Payne baby moms. If Payne used to come through heavy, everybody that was getting money in Brooklyn came to them LG tournaments and they had a team.
Yeah, son.
They had a team.
And you had to because you wanted to get a glimpse of that red Jaguar.
Right.
Parked on Lafayette in front of Punch Crib. Everybody had to see that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers came to the basketball tournament just to see that car.
Right. It was a lot of cars, a lot of jewelry.
Yeah.
A lot of jewelry. I remember one of Butter older brothers was heavy out there one day.
Right.
That's the first time I seen a dude with a bangle. We used to call them bangles, with a bangle all the way up here, the cables. Damn. I remember I was like, yo, who that? He's like, that's Butter brother. I was
that street, Lafayette, in the basketball tournament,
mm-hmm.
I know there's nothing like the Rucker. But that was our Rucker.
Right.
And that little street, all those cars.
Car show, yep.
Ghetto stars
Jewelry.
and shit. That's when I learned what drug dealers were.
Facts. Because they look like it.
Right there.
Right there. Yep.
It was the basketball court and the drug dealers.
Right.
So you either had a wicked jump shot or you sold crack rock.
Facts. Rest in peace to
So
B.I.G.
Big didn't come up with that on his own.
Right.
I just painted that picture for you in 84.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the first time I came, I might have came in 90. First time I came to the shit was 90.
But to the tournament?
Yeah, it was 90.
Yeah, I grew up in that shit.
Yeah,
kid.
I mean, you born and raised right there the first time I came.
I've been playing in that shit since 83. My last time playing was 89.
Because think about it.
That tournament for 6 summers.
Think about it.
Man.
We didn't take the train or the bus. Yo, give me this walk downtown.
Yeah.
So you walk straight down to downtown, or you took Lafayette?
No, downtown. We took the GG.
Oh, see, yeah, we used to walk. I was right there, so
We'll
we
walk
trooping.
back.
Right.
We'll walk back because we couldn't sneak on the train at Hoyt Skimmerhorn.
Right. That was the precinct. It was a precinct. It was a precinct in Hoyt and Skimmerhorn.
Yeah, we'll sneak on the train at Classen Avenue.
Right.
Ride out downtown, but we walking our ass back.
Right. Yeah, because walking down walking around Brooklyn was a rite of passage too. You couldn't just walk around Brooklyn.
Oh. We used to just walk.
Yeah, just yo, give me this walk. Y'all,
Yo, we used to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge like it
yo,
was nothing.
go to Ryerson. Let's go to Ryerson.
It's
Let's
crazy.
see.
Yeah.
Because remember,
I wouldn't dare do no shit like that.
remember, bro, we used to go to different hoods just to see who was outside. We didn't have beepers and phones. Let's go over by
I'm
Nostrand.
not walking across
Yeah,
no
yeah.
Brooklyn Bridge today, man.
Yeah.
That shit too far.
I used to ride my bike all the way to.
Yo, we used to walk around that shit like it was nothing.
Yup, that's why everybody was so small when they was younger, because we just walked. Yo, I used to
Hell no, I ain't doing that shit right
I used to
now.
ride my bike to Seagate.
Mm,
That's the back of Coney Island.
yeah. Wow.
To ride my bike. Remember pedal
From the
bike?
stop?
Yeah, from the crib.
Dang.
When I was on my when I ride my bike to Seagate.
So you can dunk on a nigga. Your calves is big.
Man, I'm a scrub in basketball. I'm
you probably
fat.
can dunk on a nigga. You ride a bike
Nah.
from Bed-Stuy to Coney Island. God
Yo, I used
damn.
to walk home from Harlem. Walk home from Harlem. So you got to go around Central Park, all that.
Nah, I never did that.
Yeah, I just was
thinking.
just.
Once
I-
you said that part, I
Yeah.
know I never walked
Yeah,
home from
yeah.
Harlem.
Cause remember we would go to the Deuce. Sometimes we walk home from the Deuce.
I've done that.
Yeah, we walk home from the Deuce. Everything. You know what I'm saying?
I've done that crossing
Yeah.
the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Harlem, I ain't never went uptown 145th and Cop and walked home.
Oh no. Not when you was dirty. Not when you was dirty. I used to go
You know
up
what
there.
I'm saying?
I used to go up to Jacobs and eat and sit like that and go sit down and eat in them soul food spots and then troop it home. You know what I'm saying? I would troop it home. Cause remember back when we was little, we troop it. Yo, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to Speedy Sneakers. Let's
And
go
then
to
when you walk
Vim's.
across a certain area, you hope niggas don't see you and chase you.
Yep. Yo, yeah. It was up. You know what I'm saying? But fruit.
Those back in the days. Damn, son, you said it in the post. We was gonna take it back.
Yeah, we gonna take it. Yo, yeah. My cousin just said bag is short. He's writing a number on your hand. Remember? Yo, let me get your
Oh shit! Write numbers on the hand.
write your number on your hand. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yo, I remember we was kids.
Uh-huh.
Butter gonna kill me. It's his birthday. Fuck it. He gonna
Yeah, yeah.
fight. We was kids, and Butter had a people that didn't work. And we used to tell that nigga, yo, son, stop carrying that shit. And fuck that. Man, Butter bagged the bad chick, son.
right.
Bad chick. We was downtown. And all Peter Rab kept saying, what he gonna do when she asked for his beeper number? Your Butter was bad as a motherfucker, son.
Right.
I never forget that shit. Word.
Right.
Bagging shorties, writing numbers down. But
Downtown.
Doggy, I appreciate you
Yo,
having
man,
me,
I
bro.
appreciate you. Again, I'm gonna go get the books, the first pin comment on here.
Send me an
That's-
Addy,
Yeah,
ASAP.
yeah, I'm gonna send that to you. Because I got one too. So I'm gonna send you all of
I
that.
got you.
And fruit, I'm gonna sign you out, man. You know I love you to death, bro.
Love
and
you too, bro. I appreciate
I
you,
appreciate
man.
you for
When
coming
you speak
through.
to TD,
Yes.
let him know
Yes.
I love him.
Yes. Yep.
All right?
He sent his regards to you and your wife, and we
Thank
build
you.
later on. Peace, bro.
Peace, brother.
Later on. All right.
Salute.
Yep. So that was my guy, Big Fruit, my childhood friend, who's doing great things on YouTube, doing great things. He got a club lounge in North Carolina. Just really completely changed his life, which ain't easy to do when you from where we from. Been through hell and back, but he's still here to talk about it as a cautionary tale for our young men and women. And I hope you took something from it that could help you or show your little nephew, your little niece, your little cousin. Show them this. Because although it's all good when you got to tell the story, it wasn't always all good. And many of us didn't think we was going to make it through certain things. And luckily, we're here to tell you some of the things we've been through. So he's been home, he's been penning books, and you know, getting his life together, marriage life, he's married, nigga got dogs and shit, and like I said, if you knew Fruit from where we grew up, you didn't see none of this for him. So again, I'm proud of him. And if you knew Fruit, everybody know Fruit Quan from LG, from Spofford, from Rikers Island, from upstate. He really, really changed his life, and it's very commendable. And we got to commend dudes for doing age-appropriate things and changing their life. So with that, man, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Until next time, please share this. Please hit the like button if you didn't hit like. please share. This is very, very important. And it's a cautionary tale for the youth. And, you know, this is big Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the East New York. Shout out to Brownsville. Shout out to Gowanus. Shout out to Whitecorp. Shout out to Clinton Hill. Shout out to Fort Greene. Shout out to Brownsville. Shout out to the Hill. Shout out to Red Hook. Shout out to downtown Brooklyn. Shout out to, damn, who am I missing? To Flatbush, East Flatbush, the 90s. Shout out to Bushwick. Shout out all the projects. You know what I'm saying? Especially shout out Atlantic Terminals. Shout out to Fulton Street, where I'm from. Is rough. We came up in a rough era, but many of us are here to tell you shit was real, shit is still real, and it ain't cute, and it ain't cool. And many of us come from that, and it fucked us up mentally. So that's why this is therapy for some of us to be able to talk. You know, so that's why Melly will call me from the prison. Like, these is, you know, I'm just from a certain cloth, but I never want to exploit my bros and think it's cute. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing cute. So show this to your young ones. Show this to, some of y'all grown-ass people need to watch this. You know, because he told you about getting stabbed. He told you about being around individuals who are infamous. The Worlds, the Wives, the Nuts. That's his cloth. That's who he grew up with. You know, and they're infamous for some of the wrong things right now, and he made it out of that. So, like I said, I can just only be proud of dudes. He spent all these years in jail with Manos and the Shoe Shines and all these people who are infamous in the Brooklyn Street. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We didn't even go there. Trust me, we didn't even go there. But I'm glad he home, and I always call him, yo, Fruit, you fucking up. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that he received me. And a lot of times take my words of wisdom when it comes to this internet. Because on them streets, shit, he was different. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with y'all. And that ain't even to glorify, but some people was really, really that. He was one of them. So I'm just glad to see his growth as a grown-ass man telling you, yo, I'm 50. Like, I don't want to do it. And I've changed my life, and that's it. So that's what it is, man. Until next time, man, I'm out of here. Peace.